This is a KUGR sports production.
Good pass down low to Airstrip, and he scores off the glass.
Giving you play-by-play coverage of all your favorite WSU athletics.
He doesn't get it! He stops at the line!
Football, basketball, baseball, hockey, and more.
Absolutely electrifying play from Washington State to get him right back in this game.
Follow us on YouTube at KUGR Sports to listen to every game live.
Oh my goodness, are you kidding me?
Never miss a moment with the best in the West. KUGR, the student voice of the Palouse.
Gets the Cougs on the board with less than 20 seconds remaining in this first period. Here come the Cougs.
And now, back to the game.
You're listening to Cougar Hockey on KUGR.
Four teams have punched their ticket to the semifinal round in the Pac-8 playoffs. It is the USC Trojans, the Cal Berkeley Golden Bears, the University of Washington Huskies, and the Western Washington Vikings. We were on the call yesterday for all four of those matchups and saw all four of those top teams take their quarterfinal matchups and be able to punch their ticket into the semifinal round. But today, it's a matter of who is going to be able to come out on top and punch their tickets to Championship Sunday for the Pac-8 to play for Pac-8 glory. Will it be the USC Trojans, the Cal Berkeley Bears, the Huskies, or the Vikings? We will find out here in these next two games of the Pac-8 playoffs live on KUGR, Cougar College Radio. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Smith Slye, joined by Connor Simmons in the broadcast booth, along with Zach McFarlane as well. We will be rotating on play-by-play and color commentary for these next two matchups, as well as the championship game tomorrow. But Connor, looking back to yesterday, the Cal Berkeley Bears put up 14 goals on the Eastern Washington Eagles, whereas the USC Trojans were just kind of hanging in with the Washington State Cougars through much of that matchup. What does that tell you about round one of today's matchups with USC taking on Cal?
Well, luckily enough, I was able to be on the call with Zach last night for the 14-1 hockey game. That's a lot of points in hockey. That's 2 touchdowns. Some NFL teams don't even get that. That is a lot of goals. That was a stat pad game for Cal. They proved they're the #1 seed. They came in here. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it now. They want to get back to that championship and potentially win another. Don't get upset by UW this year. But keeping that in mind, it was 14-1, but there was some cracks here and there. Eastern Washington did have a couple breaks. A goaltender maybe lucked out a couple times, or they whiffed on a shot. Eastern, yes, it was. I understand they lost by 13.
Yes.
Eastern did have opportunities in that game, and those opportunities you cannot let happen, especially versus whether it's Western, UW, USC. Those opportunities cannot be happening. But then jumping over to USC's bench, got a good win over our WSU Cougars, 5-2. But take away about 8 minutes of that second quarter where they scored 3 goals. USC and WSU were basically right there with each other. It was a very even hockey game. I mean, it was the 4 versus the 5 seed, so that's supposed to be even. But again, they seemed kind of passive. Outside of those, like that second period, USC was passive, almost scared to make mistakes, and then they got that confidence once they started getting 3, 4, and 5 goals, and that's where they took it away from WSU with all momentum being down. So this seems to be a pretty exciting game. Both teams have their flaws, but Cal is the 1 seed, and you expect them to keep on dominating after scoring 14 goals.
Absolutely, yeah. When we talked with head coach John Lupinacci for the Washington State Cougars after that matchup, he said the thing that killed them was that flurry of 4 goals at the outset of the second period. And like you mentioned, Connor, outside of that, they were fairly even with each other, not really generating many offensive opportunities. The defense was pretty strong for both those teams. And considering that Wazoo was the 5 seed and USC was, quote-unquote, struggling against the 5 seed, you're going against the 1 seed who put up, like you said, 2 touchdowns. They outscored the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC divisional round against the Seahawks. So this is a Cal Berkeley team that is just lethal in the Pac-8. And that's, of course, they have some serious playmakers on their team, considering they have the freshman from Maryland, Dom Sedlick-Broad, DSB as we like to call him. He has been super, super impressive so far this year, and he was impressive yesterday as well as Colton Fazio, another freshman. A really young Cal team, but that's not stopped them from being dominant in the Pac-8. But as dominant as they have been, they have not won a championship in over 20 years. Their last championship in the Pac-8 was in 2004, so they are trying to get back to Pac-8 glory. but they may run into the University of Washington again if they're able to get past USC in this semifinal round. And depending on how the UW-Western Washington game pans out, it might possibly be Cal versus UW. And if they get beaten by them again, Cal is just not going to want that to happen. They can do that by setting the tone right now against USC as we'll head to the national anthem. We'll be right back for Puck Drop at around 3 p.m. Please stay with us. Between the pipes for these two teams, for USC, it will be number 1, Heath Chansey, who comes into this game an .891 save percentage, 4.11 goals against on average after playing 14 games in the regular season. Then you look 200 feet down ice, and it is number 80, Aiden Kamau for the Cal Berkeley Bears, a sophomore out of Newport Beach, had a .912 save percentage and only averaging 2.86 goals against on average. He was dominant in the regular season in the pack. He was lethal, being able to keep pucks out of the nets. So this goalie matchup definitely favoring Cal. It'll be interesting to see how that maybe factors into this game as we watch the next 3 periods.
Well, Heath Chansey had a couple good saves last night, but I want to say it was the USC defense that kept WSU in check. Again, there was a lot of talk about, I don't know what team wants to make the mistake first. There was a little passiveness between both teams, and I think that came into play as WSU did not have a lot of shots on net. So Heath Chansey still has yet to be tested in these playoffs.
Gosh, opposed by Mizuno at the faceoff dot. The puck drops. Let's get it on. The first game of the semifinal round, and here comes Cal trying to break into the zone. Lost in the feet of number 24 for the USC Trojans. That's Chris Sipe. Gets it onto the stick of a Trojan. They break into the zone, but they're denied by the defense of Cal. And here comes number 9. That's Mizuno. But it's taken right back by the Trojans. Number 9, that's Owen Phillips, trying to escape through the neutral zone, runs into the blue line, runs into the Cal Berkeley defense, and has to turn it over. Jason Lee for the Bears fires it onto the stick of one of his teammates. They try and break it out, but they're stood up at their own blue line. The forecheck for the Trojans trying to hem them in, but it doesn't work. Here come the Cal Berkeley Bears through the neutral zone, far side, past the blue line. Pass goes wide to the stick of Mizuno. Couldn't get it on his blade. Tracking it down is Patrick Liu behind the cage of Chansey. It's turned over to Phillips. In the cream jerseys for the USC Trojans. Throwbacks of sorts. As they fire this puck on net, it's paddled away by Kamau. And now through the neutral zone, it's DSB. The point leader for this team. He hands it off for number 25. He'll push in out in front, trying to make it through, and it doesn't quite work. And it's cleared away, swept aside by the Trojans. They survived that opportunity from Roy Chabaklo.
Well, even on the rebound right there, it seemed to be like a slap shot was going to happen, but the puck just goes over the stick of a Cal wing right there. Could have been a good opportunity for them.
Cal getting something up, setting something up here. Fung tries to center it, but he is denied by the bodies of the defensemen. It's kicked out to the blue line for O'Dowd. He fires a shot on net. That's tipped aside. Picked up now by Chabaklo. He'll spin around in the far corner. Centering pass, hit off the defensive body and does not make it to the slots. Number 16, that's Burbank, will backhand it in further. Chasing it down. It's Fung. Loses sight of it, and now here come the Trojans with an opportunity, but it's swept aside by the stick of Enzo Gobel. But the Trojans are refusing to leave the zone. Pirouetting in his own zone is Ellis O'Dowd for the Bears. He gets pinned against the board by 2 Trojans. He's trying to fend them off, but it's turned over now to number 17 out in front. Stuffed chance doesn't quite work. They'll blow this play dead. Looks like they're motioning for a high stick. Not sure what the call is here, but definitely the Trojans coming out very fiery in the outset of this first frame.
I want to say there's going to be no call at all. Maybe just the referee lost sight of the puck, so that's why he blew the whistle, or thought Como settled the puck down.
Coleman Peskin to the face-off circle. He'll square off with Mizuno. And now Mizuno is going to get kicked out of the dots. So they'll have to bring in number 12. That's Brendan Baker for the Golden Bears. He'll square off with Peskin. Off the draw, it's won by the Cal Berkeley Bears. Taking this puck, Simon Mantoni. Push into the neutral zone, and the Trojans are going to clean it up. And reset here, fire it in. It will be icing. Yes, it will, just barely. They weren't able to gain the red line, so they'll take this puck, bring it all the way down ice into the Trojan zone. They got 17 minutes and 48 seconds left and still scoreless in the outset of this first frame.
Well, Cal is just playing so fast. You can tell they're the number 1 seed, and it almost seems like they're playing basketball. They're running plays, and it's so impressive to watch right now.
Mizuno and Peskin again. Will Mizuno get kicked out again? Looks like they're having to sort some things out, but they'll finally drop the puck, won by the Bears. Immediately off the draw, fires a shot on net, off the body of Chansey. He's able to turn it aside. Can they clear it out? Yes, they can. Mantoni cannot seal it off the blue line, but the Cal Berkeley Bears will fire it right back in, trying to pin down the Trojans. Going back to play it, it's number 34, Troy Skeffington for the Trojans. They move it through the neutral zone. Skating back, number 19. That's Alex Boglin for the Trojans. Appearing in his own zone, it's Trayuya, who hands it off now. Number 51, Mantoni. In the Cal Berkeley zone, number 14 tries to shake off the puck, and he's shoved into the boards. Now on the stick of the Trojans, they're trying to get it out of their own end. Trying to put on a move, it's turned over to number 4, that's Jason Lee. Fires a pass, trying to connect with number 14, Mark Reyna, but he just can't get it to go. Reyna now, backhand drops it for number 72, that's Liam Collins. Reyna with the puck. He's pestered by the defense, by Peskin, but he'll have to drop it off for Collins. In the corner, he's shoved into the boards by number 9. That's Owen Phillips for the Trojans. They have it pinned down here. Life will resume eventually, and it finally does on the blade of Peskin. He's going to try and skate it out for the Trojans, trying to get out of their zone, trying to fend off the forecheck, but it's handed right onto the blade of Jason Lee, who just fires it back in the zone. Cal Berkeley doing a phenomenal job of hemming in the Trojans thus far.
Well, Cal is just dominating the ozone time, and this is where they get you. They just slowly but steady start knocking on that door, and the door is going to start cracking at one point. USC hasn't made a mistake just yet, but this is still early on in this first period.
Bad down by Liam Collins. He pushed into the zone, but handed it right off to the Trojans. With the puck, it's number 24, Chris Sight. He plays it off the boards just outside of his own bench, and he's going to move through the neutral zone, trying to shake him off, and he will. Moves in, but he's shouldered off it by Colton Fazio. They're going to call a delayed penalty here against Cal when they finally touch up, and they do, and the Trojans are going to get awarded the first power play of this semifinal matchup. Let's see if they can't capitalize.
It's going to be number 93, Fazio. He's a big guy, so it's not easy just to, or it is pretty easy to see him or what he's doing around the ice, but it all happens because of number 24, Chris Sipe of the Trojans, who had an amazing game last night versus WSU. His stick handling has been through the roof so far in these playoffs, and he made that play happen, and now the first mistake of the game goes against Cal, the number 1 seed.
Colton Fazio, he's a freshman out of Santa Margarita, California. He's got 8 power play goals, leads the team for power play goals, but he will not be on the special teams for this play because he will be behind the glass. Pirouetting in his own zone, it's Arturian for the Trojans. Back to Arturian on the wing. He'll fire a shot on net, contained by Kamau. He swallows it up and will now force a face-off off to his side with 15 minutes and 51 seconds left in period number 1.
Well, 10 seconds have passed in this power play, and USC winning the face-off. That's all you need to do right now. Get Cal in the zone. You have the extra man advantage. Get Kamau a little, get him nervous a little bit.
Trojans win the draw. Gohesh behind the net. Circling around. What are his options? Tries to just wrap around stuff. It doesn't work, and it's cleaned up now. Passed over to Arturian. He'll kick it out for number 34. That's Skeffington. Back down low. Out in front to the slot. A slap chance that is turned aside off the pad and paddle of Kamau. Now they're going to kick it back out to Gohesh. Across now for number 28. Trying to stuff chance, doesn't work, and it's sealed off by Arturian. Hands it off to number 16. Fed across number 28. Bumper pass out to the blue line for number 24. That's Chris Sipe. Out in front. They shoot. They score! Out in front, Luke Wong buries it. Goal number 16, and he continues to lead the Trojans for Geno's.
Well, special teams might be the key to success for USC today. You know, all you got to do is stay calm, cool, and collected. And the first penalty of this game goes against Cal, and now there's a power play go for the Trojans. Man, oh man, it's a 1-0 hockey game. 5 minutes into this first period, and Cal, the 1 seed, is down right now, Smith.
Now you can see that play kind of shaping out. They were bumper passing it to each other and finally able to get it to the slot for Luke Wong, and he buries it, and that was about as pretty as a goal as you can possibly get. As off the draw, Cal breaks into the zone, tries to fire a pass onto the stick of Liu, but he wasn't quite ready for it. Now tracking it down, stripping him off it is Peskin. He'll skate this puck for the Trojans, try and get away from number 9 of Mizuno, and he does. He breaks it into the zone, tracking it down, number 22. That's Brody Orts. Now centering pass, a shot on net just wide of the pads of Kamau. USC refusing to take their foot off the gas, and they're looking for their second tuck of the period early on. 14 minutes and 40 seconds left in the frame. A 1-0 lead for the Trojans. They're keeping the Cal Berkeley Bears pinned down. Back to play at number 51. That's Mantonian. Mantoni taken right back, fired in further by number 19, Alex Boglin. Cal's going to try and break it out. Past their own blue line, but they get shut off by the Trojans, and it's finally kicked down ice, spits down there for icing, and Cal will find themselves in their own zone again. They have just been faced with the Trojans early on in this matchup, and they just can't get past them.
Well, they have 5 shots on net, and one of them is a goal. 3 of those shots came on the power play, and they scored pretty fast. Not even 40 seconds passed on the USC power play before they got the goal, but it seemed like they're running a triangle formation and putting a isolation on one of the defenders, and it looked like they just couldn't get anything time as it was center of the ice, and Kamau just isn't fast or doesn't recognize it in time.
Mizuno wins the faceoff for the Cal Berkeley Bears, but the Trojans force a turnover. On to the second, number 27, fires it on net. He'll glove it down. A good shot from Luke Wong, but an easy save for Kamau, and we'll have another faceoff in the Cal quadrant with 14 minutes and 10 seconds left in the frame. A 1-0 Trojan lead after that goal from Lucas Wong.
Well, Aiden Kamau, that's good for him. A good easy shot, get his confidence, get him back and going again, because Cal needs him here tonight, especially with USC pushing. Probably a little bit more pushback than Cal thought.
Gahash will get kicked out of the circle, and they're going to have to bring the goal scorer Wong in to take his place. They drop the puck, and it's won by Cal behind their own cage. Trying to get on the stick of Jason Lee. He does. He tries to shove off Wong, and he finally is able to come up with the puck. Gets a pass now onto the stick of number 85. Fed all the way down ice. Number 16 goes down. He wins the foot race, so there's no icing. That's John Burbank for the Cal Berkeley Bears, but here come the Trojans. They get denied by number 23. Wraparound pass trying to connect with Burbank, but it's taken away now by number 24. Here they come. That's Chris Sipin now, number 28, all alone. Gahaja puts a move on, a backhand chance, and it's saved by Kamau. Number 8, Art Arturian for the Trojans, tried to backhand stuff it past Kamau. Doesn't work as it leaks onto his crease. He'll put the glove over the top of it and melt it down and force face-off in his own end.
Well, I don't know what just happened, but it seemed like all the Cal players pushed up. There was a 0-on-3 break for USC right there, and they didn't score. Sigh of relief from all the coaches on Cal's bench right now. But man, USC's going to be kicking themselves after an 0-on-3 and nothing happened out of it. Can't let that happen.
A false start on the face-off. Gavin Simon, the assists leader and point leader for the Trojans, takes the draw. He wins it, but it's turned right over to Liam Collins on the Cal Berkeley Bears. And now O'Dowd tries to backhand shovel into the neutral zone. Here come the Cal Berkeley Bears. Here comes Collins. A shot off the body of Chansey. It's loose in front. They'll hack at it. And coming up with it is number 16. That's Ben Rutzik. Hands it off now for O'Dowd, and he just fires it back further into the zone. 13 minutes left in period number 1. A 1-0 Trojan lead. Much to the surprise of many of the fans here. Trojans leading early on. Trojans are just barely offsides, but they get back onside. Number 18, Brian Chun. Back in from Gavin Simon out in front. Chun trying to stuff it. It's a mad dash out in front. They'll blow this play dead for another penalty against the Bears for slashing, and the Trojans have their second power play of the game. They scored the first time. Can they score the second time?
Well, it looked to be a pass just in front of the net. The culprit's going to be number 95, Ensign Goebel, and he's going to be the man, because just as soon as that pass came in, just slashed the Trojan wingman right there, and just something that didn't need to happen. I think Alma would have been able to get there in time, but they scored already. Let's see if they can do it again.
Immediately off the draw, Arturian with the puck. He gets shouldered off it by Triuya for the Bears. And now 2 Trojans and Triuya will battle for this puck along the boards. Coming up with it, number 27, Luke Wong. Lost it in his skates, and it kicks onto the stick of number 14, Mark Reyna. He's out of the Czech Republic, Prague to be specifically. He's a junior, has 15 goals and 13 assists. As this puck trickled all the way down to the Trojans' end. No icing. Playing it behind his own cage, that's Chris Sipe. Hands it off for Luke Wong, the goal scorer for the Trojans thus far. He fires it in further into the near corner, tracking it down. It's Triuya, opposed by Ben Rutzik. Scrum along the boards, coming up with it is Mantoni. He fires it off the boards and down ice. Coming out of the crease to play it is Chansey.
Good job by Cal not letting USC get set up, because that's when they start doing really good, is when the passes are connecting, is they have only one guy at the blue line. So smart by Cal to clear off the boards.
Gahash brings it in by himself. An opportunity, tries to skate through the crease, but he's stood up and shoved off it by the Cal defense. They're going to try and clear it out. Mizuno hacks at it and smacks it into the neutral zone. The Trojans have to touch up. They have to refresh. Breaking back into the zone, trying to connect with Arturian, was just wide of his stick, and now it goes onto the blade of Jason Lee. He tries to fire into the neutral zone, and he will. Batted down with a high stick by the Trojans, touched up by Chris Sipe, and we'll see where they put this face-off with 11.5 minutes left in period number 1, and a 1-0 Trojans lead.
Well, 43 seconds left on the power play. The first goal and only goal of this game so far was on the power play for USC. So again, USC getting set up and getting Cal kind of making the formations move a little bit, not having a man. It's going to stress them out a little bit. Trojans need to get that going in the next 40 seconds if they want another goal on the power play.
Gavin Simon squares off with Tyson Storr, and it's won by the Trojans. Going back to play it, number 20, Coleman Peskin. Leaves it now for number 19. That's Alex Boglin. He'll move in, trying to fend off 3 Bears, and he's stripped off it and forced out to the neutral zone for Gavin Simon, wearing the blue gloves despite the red color palette for the Trojans. Didn't get the memo.
Yeah.
Number 9. That's Owen Phillips. Tried to connect with Simon, but he got stood up by the defense. Number 88, Sean Dahlem, was there to kind of turn that pass aside. In the neutral zone, number 81, Liu, tries to fight for it. He'll get on his stick, and he'll have it taken away. A silky steal there from Brody Ort, and he gets back onto his skate. Skates to the neutral zone, near side pass. The blue line fires it on net, paddled away by Kamau. Picking it up is number 21, Trayuya. Tries to skate through the neutral zone, and he will. The back to play it is Owen Phillips for the Trojans. Backhand left it now for number 19, Alex Boglin. Lost in the skates, and it's DSB, the point leader for the Cal Berkeley Bears. Leads for points, leads for goals, and leads for assists as well. No duh. Shoveled back into the zone. Off the pad of Kamau, and it's misplayed by Mantoani. Here come the Cal Berkeley Bears, though. Number 95, Goebel, fresh out of the penalty box. He fired, shot on net, off the paddle of Heath Chansey into the netting. They'll blow the play dead with about 10 minutes left in the frame. 1-0, the Trojans still leading.
Well, since Cal's got their man back and it's been 5-on-5 hockey, they kind of locked in on the defensive end and starting to have a couple more pushes on the offensive zone. Wouldn't be surprised if they tie this game in the next coming minutes.
Wessler and Fazio take the draw, and it's immediately fired on net and contained and covered by Chansey. So we'll just do it over again. Only about a second ticked off the clock.
Going back to that 0-on-3 break for my apologies, for USC, that's what we saw a lot of yesterday with Cal played Eastern, but there was a lot of breaks, but Eastern just wasn't good enough to capitalize off those breaks. And you cannot do this versus USC, who's a very good team. They're the 4 seed for a reason.
Off the draw, it's sealed off by number 8 for the Cal Berkeley Bears, O'Dowd. And now the glove of Chansey fell off his hand, so they are forced to have to blow this play dead. I didn't quite see what happened there, but that was very interesting. The Cal Berkeley Bears might have been robbed of a scoring opportunity here.
Well, it seemed to be, I don't know who the Cal players, I want to say it was Fazio because he's the big 6'4" guy. Want to try and play that big taper roll, get in front of the net, try and shield the goalie off, and probably maybe brushed arms or something like that. They just knocked Keith Chauncey's glove off right there. Little Sam Bennett, you see a lot of that from the Florida Panthers.
Fazio is kicked out of the face-off circle, so they'll bring in DSB. Of course, DSB short for Dom Sedlak Brown, but we will say DSB for the sake of brevity. As it's turned over to the Cal Berkeley Bears, here comes DSB on the far side past the blue line. He's got it on his blade, fires a shot that's gloved by Chansey. He sees it, he saves it, and he'll force yet another face-off at his own end with about 10 minutes left in period number 1.
Well, we talked about it. We've been saying it. Trojans have one of the best defenses of the whole entire Pac-8. It has been amazing so far in this game. Just they're making Cal a little uncomfortable. Don't let them get to their spots. Don't let them get to their zones. They scored 14 goals last night. They think it's going to come easy. True, USC is making it hard for them.
Immediately off the draw, it's fired on net by number 14. And now out in front, stuff chance by Mizuno. Can't get it past the pads of Chansey. He gets denied, and it's cleared into the neutral zone by the Trojans. Here they come, but it's onto the stick of O'Dowd. He turns it over, but Pope checks it away. Good job for O'Dowd to make up for that turnover. Here comes number 14. Here comes Reyna. A shot into the body of Chansey. He'll contain it. Hits right off the USC logo, and now some pushing, some shoving. Tempers flaring very early in this matchup. Cal definitely frustrated about the scoreboard at the moment.
Well, Heath Chauncey basically stopped a 2-on-1. What a passing play by Cal. We saw a lot of that yesterday. It almost seems like they're running plays the way their passing is so smooth. But Shanti gets there last second, and that's why you got to be fast as goalie. You got to be flexible. And he got there to that right goal post just in time, stuffs a shot, and keeps it a 1-0 game with his team out in front.
Fung and Simon take the draw, and it's won by USC. They'll try to break it through the neutral zone, but it's turned over to the Cal Berkeley Bears, but a turnover quickly to number 16. Right back onto the stick of Chabaklo. He'll shovel it into the neutral zone off the glove of a Trojan, and it's touched up. It's played via a hand pass. It was a good eye there from the officials. Good idea from the Cal Berkeley Bears not to touch it and let the Trojans get themselves into trouble. So we'll see where they put the face off. 9 minutes left in the frame. 1-0, USC leading.
Well, 9 minutes and 13 seconds left in this first period. USC is up 1-0, so we're more than halfway done with this first period, and still a lot of hockey to be played. Well, we're still yet to see the 1-seed Cal start getting going, getting some shot opportunities so far early on in this first period.
The puck gets tied up in their skates off the draw, but it's quickly played by Jason Lee. Into the wing, getting shoved off, it was Fung, and now behind the cage. Number 16, that's Burbank. Tried to center it, and no one was quite there. Tracking it down now is Skeffington. He's shoved off it. Simon has to play it around the boards for number 16, Rutzik. And now chasing it down is Liam Kerrigan, wearing number 5 for the Trojans. Backhanded further by Burbank. And now a quick pass, a shot, they score! One time, Lucas Fung goes top shelf, and it is 1-1 in this semi-final bout.
Again with the passing by Cal. My, oh my, what a passing play. One-timer looking like Ovechkin or Leon Draisaitl. That shot was insane, and it was a water bottle flipper to tie this game up. There's not a lot you can do if you're Heath Johnson in that situation. Just a broken play that turned into a 2-on-1, and man, what a shot right there. We have a tied hockey game now.
The freshman Lucas Fung gets the equalizer for the Cal Berkeley Bears. He's a freshman out of Tarzana, California. That was his 18th goal of the year. He's only got 7 assists thus far, as this puck is iced in the Cal Berkeley end, and we'll have a face-off in the USC Trojan quadrant. 8 minutes and a half left in period number 1. We are deadlocked 1-1 after an initial goal from Luke Wong from the Trojans, and that goal right there from Lucas Fung and the Cal Berkeley Golden Bears.
Well, going back to that goal, that was just an amazing, it was a broken play. It seemed like Cal got a stick on the last second, almost was a high stick the ref didn't call, but I guess it stayed under the shoulder, and it was a steal by, I want to say it was number 16, John Burbank, who kept it in the zone, finds an open man. John Burbank got the second assist, but it leads to a one-timer goal, and that could get Cal going. USC cannot get in the habit of just turning the puck over in their own zone.
Peskin and Fazio go shoulder to shoulder in the corner fighting for it, and Fazio wins the battle. Tried to center it, but he turns it over to Terrence for the Trojans. And now slapped further by the Trojans. Here comes an opportunity, but the defense for the Cal Berkeley Bears shoulders them off the puck. Lost in the skates of team captain, number 18, Tyson Storr, a defenseman. Spinning around is DSB, the superstar for the Cal Berkeley Bears. Now onto the stick of the team captain, Tyson Storr. Fed out in front for DSB. He wasn't quite there, and now Fazio has to play it, the freshman. Round behind the cage. Circles the track. What are his options? At the blue line, fires it across now for O'Dow. Loses his handle, swept away, cleared aside. The Cal Berkeley Bears get caught sleeping on offense, and the defense for the Trojans turns them away.
Well, we saw yesterday Fazio and a couple like DSB was able to just skate around Eastern Washington, almost like playing with their food. They're starting to figure out real quick they can't do this against USC.
Peskin will skate it in. He's got some teammates with him. They'll just end up firing a puck on net that was well wide. Back for Peskin in the corner. Has to play it off the official. Kicks it out to the blue line for number 12. That's Kokorek. Back to Peskin. Thought about winding up a shot, but now he'll just shovel it across for number 24. That's Chris Sipe. Down deep, a shot, a save made by Kamau. Oh my goodness, what a shot from Peskin, but the glove of Kamau coming up clutch.
I haven't seen a save like that in the Pac-8, I want to say ever. Smith, man, I thought it was a surefire goal. What a pass. And it leads to just a home run robbery. Oh man, USC is going to be kicking themselves. You can't, that's a crazy save. Man.
Peskin has got to be frustrated. He's going to be seeing Kamau in his nightmares after that save. As skating past the blue line, they barely bring it on onside. It's not the cleanest zone entry for the Bears. Now behind the cage, it's number 25, Chabaklo. He tries to fend off 2 Trojans, but he'll take a tumble down to the ice. Picking it up is number 28, Gahash. Fired back in by Sean Domlin from the Cal Berkeley Bears. And coming down the crease to play, it is Chansey. He'll leave it off for Chris Sipe. Forecheck for the Bears, sizing him up. Stalking them, one might say. And here comes Sipe with the puck. 6.5 left in the frame. A tie hockey game 1-1. Back to play in his own end, it's Domlin. Shovel chips it off the glass and down ice, going back to play it. Number 9 Owen Phillips and Mizuno, both wearing number 9 for their respective teams. Carrying it in, Gahash makes a move, pass down front, a shot, save made by Kamau, the rebound, it scores! Art Arturian able to just slip that one past Kamau, and they take the lead again.
Well, I would have guessed that California maybe would have started locking down the defensive end after Kamau had to save them once and twice already. He only makes a save. It was the rebound that got the goal for USC right there. And USC is fighting against the number 1 California Golden Bears right now. It's a 2-1 hockey game. They're out in front. California's kind of shaking their boots right now, Smith.
Going back to play, Trojans for the Cal Berkeley Bears. He fires it all the way down ice. Will this be icing? No. The foot race is won by DSB. So they'll call off the icing, much to the chagrin of the Trojans. Don't know what they're complaining about. DSB very obviously won the foot race. Now number 81, Liu, tries to get a pass across, and it's picked up by Mantoni. Fed across, does the passing lane disrupted by the stick of Skeffington, and they'll scrum for it on the near boards here. Coming up with it, the Trojans, onto the stick of number 5. That's Kerrigan. He just fires it down ice. Winning the foot race. Can they do it? Yes, they can. Goes both ways. Number 27 to play it on his backhand. He gets shoved into the boards by Mizuno, and now it's a 4-man scrub. 2 Trojans, 2 Bears. And coming up with it, number 27 fires a shot on net, but a hit off defensive bodies, never reached the net. Can they keep it at the blue line? No, they can't. Owen Phillips can't contain it for the Trojans. About 5 minutes left in the period. 2-1, Trojans leading.
Well, USC just keeps getting shots on net. Another one right here, good save, maybe gets the confidence going for Kamau. But USC just keeps on shooting, and that's the opportunity. That's what a lot of teams in the playoffs just need to do. USC, quote-unquote, is the worst team by a good, healthy margin. We talked about it yesterday. There was a massive drop-off after the first 1, 2, and 3 teams. Even though USC is the 4th seed, there is a big drop-off there, but they're winning this game right now because they're playing better right now.
Colton Fazio is kicked out of the face-off circle again. Not sure what he's doing, what he's saying to earn some bad will from the referees. A slap shot from the blue line just rattles out of the glove of Chansey. And now back to play it is number 16. That's Rutzik for the USC Trojans. Behind the cage, it's Simon. Banks it off the boards for Owen Phillips. He throws some snow and will fire it across for Chris Sipe. He makes a move, tries to make a man miss. Pass down deep, a slap shot opportunity, kind of whiffed on it, and now it's taken by Mizuno. Onto the blade of Colton Fazio. He just misses the hit from number 18. He'll take a tumble down to the ice, and now it's going to leak onto the crease of Kamau. He plays it off the boards, and now onto the stick of Collins. Here he comes with Fazio, trying to fend off 3 Trojans, and it's batted away by Owen Phillips. He comes up with it, plays it through the neutral zone, and it's played by number 88, that is Domlin for the Cal Berkeley Bears. Just onto the stick of Jason Lee. He's out of Saratoga, California. He's moving in with some speed. He's going to get the blue line just barely cleanly. Shakes off a man. He's got it on his stick. Who will he pass it to? Runs into the defense of number 12. That's Cole Kokarek for the USC Trojans. They're still battling for it on the far side, and it kicks out to the blue line from Mizuno. Shot from well out. He scores! Heat-seeking missile. Mizuno, he snipes it, and they tie it again.
Man, oh my, every time Cal seems to score, it's one of the best shots you'll ever see. That one's top left. Give the goalie a chance, please. It's a tied hockey game, 2-2. Man, Smith, we're seeing some really good hockey being played between the 1 and 4 seed right here. These goalies can't do a whole bunch.
Connor, on our drive up to call these games, we were saying that this game was not going to be that entertaining. We were expecting the UW and Vikings game to be the more entertaining of the two, but thus far, almost 20 minutes in the books, this has been an absolute treat to watch. A turnover for number 23, tries to push it out in front, hacking at it and whacking at it. They lose sight of the puck, and now playing it is Chibaklo for the Cal Berkeley Bears, fending off 2. Number 23 will fire a shot on goal that hits off the legs. That was Lucas Fung. Now with the puck, Chibaklo tries to put on a move. He's poke-checked away. Kicks out from number 51, fires a shot on net, through bodies, never made it. It's played off the boards, but it's contained by Treyuya. Fires a shot wide of the net. 3.5 minutes left in the frame. Onto the stick of Lucas Fung. He's one of the goal scorers tonight for the Cal Berkeley Bears. It's game behind his own cage. It's number 20. He'll hand it off for number 23. From his number 22, that is Brady Orr. And now a breakaway opportunity for number 19. He'll shoot. Glove save by Kamau. What a stop on Alex Boglin by Kamau. His glove has been amazing thus far.
Wade Kamau, just a genius play by him, cutting off almost every single angle. And a good job by the Cal defenseman last second, even though he was going to affect the shot, but force him to a different angle so Kamau has a better chance to save it. And he saves it right there. His glove has been on fire like you just brought up.
Gahash will face off with Mizuno, and the Cal Berkeley Bears win. O'Dowd will go back to play. He's shouldered off it by Gahash. Centering pass out in front for a shot, and it's saved by Kamau. Arturian looking for goal number 2. Gets shut down by the pads of Kamau, and now it's onto the stick of Patrick Liu for the Bears. Plays it through to the neutral zone. Mizuno tries to chip it in, but it's turned away, and now O'Dowd has it. Pass now off the bumper pass of DSB, and it's turned over. Here comes Gahash for the Trojans. Tries to make a move, but he's taken away by Enzo Goebel. And now the Bears will backtrack into their own end. 2.5 minutes left in the frame. We're tied up 2-2. Sealed off at the blue line by Harrington. And now here's an opportunity. A 3-on-2 break for the Bears. Pass across for DSB out in front. Will he put a shot on goal? He will. Pet save by Chansey. The rebound. It goes wide. The Bears can't capitalize. And now the Trojans with an opportunity to catch him in transition. Gahash tries to leave it for number 27. And he just can't get it on his stick. And now number 88. That's Sean Donlin. Will fight for it on the boards. Leaks on the stick of Jason Lee. He is on his blade. Fires it across the boards now for Patrick Liu, who chips it in the neutral zone. Cal Berkeley Bears going off for a mini change, trying to get some fresh bodies on the ice.
Less than 2 minutes here in this first period. It's a 2-2 hockey game. What a dogfight it has been. Cal's looking to get something going right here on a push.
Team captain Tyson Storr. He'll backhand it into the neutral zone. Onto the blade of number 93, Colton Fazio. And now back to him, but it's wide of his stick. Taken away by Chris Sipe in the neutral zone. Gahash trying to move past Jason Lee. Can't get it. And Domlin will try and push it through, but he can't get past the Trojan bodies. Jason Lee leaves it for Domlin. He takes it away from number 16, Rutzik. And now, team captain Tyson Storr plays it off to Colton Fazio. Puts on a move, makes Gavin Simon look silly. He's out in front, backhands it through the crease. No one was there. A minute left in the period. Here comes number 16. Here comes Rutzik. He'll leave it for number 17, Quezada. Now Rutzik can't touch it. It was brought on off sides. And it's fired across now for number 21. That is Trayuya for the Cal Berkeley Bears. Played off the boards into the neutral zone, taken by Chris Sipe. He'll bring it back in after they got back on sides, and they do. Gavin Simon, goal leader, assist leader for this team. Number 9 fires a shot on net. That was Owen Phillips. That went wide, but it's kept in by Chris Sipe. Cal Berkeley Bears looking to move it through the neutral zone, and they will. Here's a 2-on-2 opportunity. What will they do? Dropped off for number 16. Out in front, they shoot. It's saved by Chansey. What an opportunity for Treyuya. Can't get it past the body of Chansey with half a minute left in the first period.
Well, these goalies are taking turns making incredible saves, but both these teams are also taking turns having incredible goals. That was a good chance. It was a last-minute sub by Cal to make it a 3-on-2 break, and they drop it off, but Chansey's able to see the puck very good, and there's 33 seconds left in this first period. Still a 2-2 hockey game after that save.
Coleman Peskin will face off with Lucas Fung. He's one of the goal scorers for the Cal Berkeley Bears. Immediately a slap shot from Chabaklo, goes wide, rings all the way down ice to the Cal Berkeley end. No icing because it was, of course, a shot from Chabaklo. And now the Berkeley Bears will try and reset. Here's an opportunity for DSB all alone. He's try picking. They blow it dead. They blow it dead for what?
Oh. It's going to be called offsides, but what a late call. And that did not look offsides. Maybe they said he juggled with it. That is no excuse. Your best player's on a breakaway and you have a late call with seconds ticking down. Man, you got to be upset if you're a Cal fan or player right now.
You got to ask if that was a bench call. The USC bench is right there on that blue line. DSB cherry picking at the blue line, had a one-on-one opportunity with Walton Chansey. He's your goal leader, he's your assist leader, he's your points leader. 9 times out of 10, he's going to beat Chansey. So the Cal Berkeley Bears might have just been robbed of a 3-2 lead. As 10 seconds are left in the period, the Trojans are going to look to capitalize on that stolen opportunity. Fung will play it off the boards behind the cage of Kamau. And now backtracking as the last 2 seconds will take off the clock. It hits off the net. Will they put the last 2 seconds on the clock? Do not believe so. They are going to head to the locker room 20 minutes down in a 2-2 hockey game. Connor, this game thus far has been a ping pong battle. Kicked off with the Trojans getting a goal from Luke Wong, and then Lucas Fung for the Cal Berkeley Bears, and then the lead taken back by Art Arturian with the Trojans, and then tied up, deadlocked by Kodai Mizuno, the San Jose sophomore for the Cal Berkeley Bears. This game is shaping up to be an absolute classic in the Pac-8 semifinals. What can we expect for period number 2 coming up?
Well, something you don't see much is Cal in a situation in a game like this. Also, this is a very good hockey game. It's not going, oh, I scored 2 goals, then you scored 2 goals. It's going 1-1-1-1, and we have 4 goals in that first period. I'm going to be very excited to see it coming in the second and third period, depending how it all plays out, how Cal's going to play, because they haven't been in like these situations before. USC is playing really good hockey right now. Chauncey's making amazing saves, but even on the other end, Kamal's making the good saves. It's going to be the team who makes the less mistakes coming up. You can't let a breakaway go. But then again, this game could have just flipped on its head right there, as you have your best player going for a breakaway, and a referee just changed the trajectory of this game in a snap of a finger, looking like Thanos right now. An incredible first period with 11 minutes till the second period. This game should keep going the way it's going.
I will tell you, Connor, as upset as DSB was, I'm just as upset. As a broadcaster, I was getting excited for that one-on-one opportunity to get that goal call. Would have been a phenomenal soundbite, but you get robbed of it by possibly a bench call there from the Lions judge saying that he was offsides. But, I mean, this is not how I believe any Pac-8 fan was thinking that this game was going to turn out. USC 8-11 overall in the regular season, 7-6 in conference play, and the Cal Berkeley Bears 17-9 overall in the year, 13-1 in conference play. They were undefeated last year. They went 13-1 in conference this year. Head coach Devin Cox for the Cal Berkeley Bears is definitely got to be a little bit frustrated with his team thus far after that first 20 minutes here. Tied 2-2 with the USC Trojans. And if you're head coach Alex Paulin for the USC Trojans, this is about all you could ask for and then some. But they're going to head to the locker room after 20 minutes. We are deadlocked 2-2 in this absolutely phenomenal ping pong match of a semifinal round. We're going to head to a break. You're listening to the semifinals of the Pac-8 playoffs on KUGR, Cougar College Radio. Don't you dare go away. We will be back in just about 10 minutes.
You're listening to Cougar Hockey on KUGR.
A David and Goliath-esque matchup, but at the moment it seems that the slingshot is coming out on top over the sword. The USC Trojans find themselves deadlocked with the Cal Berkeley Bears 2-2. After the first period of action, we move into period number 2, and this could be an upset in the making if USC can continue to build on what they did in the first 20 minutes of play here on the first game of the semifinal round of the Pac-8 Pac-8 playoffs of 2026, live on KUGR Cougar College Radio. Please subscribe to the channel to catch all the Pac-8 playoff games, this game, the game right after this, and the championship game on Sunday as well. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Smith Slye, joined by Zach McFarlane in the broadcast booth in the beautiful Eastern Washington University Rec Center ice rink. Zach, as we are getting ready for period number 2, what can the Trojans do to build on what they did in that first period?
Well, first off, their first period was fantastic. Obviously, like you mentioned, really no one imagined them to be in this position right now. They are playing very, very even hockey, tough hockey against the top dog here in the Pac-8 in Cal. 14-11. They actually lead the shots. Of course, they had 2 power plays. Cal had none. They need to keep playing a clean game. They're off the penalty sheet right now. They need to keep it that way. You don't want to give Cal, who is a very high-powered offense, any man advantages at all. They did that. They did great. Stayed off the penalty sheet. And right now, they just need to stop giving up big plays. Cal, once they get the momentum, they can score. And right there, they got bailed out a little bit on that offsides call. It was a pretty rough call. It was very late. But, of course, a stretch pass like that cannot happen. You cannot allow that. And that's just another example of something they cannot allow Cal to do. And they just need to keep playing their game that they're playing. Because right now, it's really who scores last in this one. They're both really battling it out. It is a dogfight, like Connor said, and this is going to be a good period here and maybe a decisive one. Next 20 minutes should be exciting.
And although USC did come out at the outset of that first period with a little bit of fire, they broke the ice initially. Luke Wong was the goal scorer for the Trojans. The Cal Berkeley Bears have done a great job of getting the response every single time. They have not allowed the Trojans to hold the lead for very long. Every single time they have scored goals from Luke Wong and from Arturian for the Trojans, every single time they've gotten on the board, the Cal Berkeley Bears have gotten right back at it. They got a goal from Lucas Fung, the Tarzanan, California native. And then, of course, we thought it was a goal from Kodai Mizuno. He had the shot from the blue line, but it was tipped and deflected in by Liam Collins, a Thousand Oaks, California native, a freshman freshman. He's got he's now has 17 goals and 17 assists. A very balanced forward on this Cal Berkeley Golden Bears team. But the Cal's done a really good job of responding to the USC Trojans. But the question is, can the Cal Berkeley Bears keep that up and keep on pace with the Trojans for the next 40 minutes?
Absolutely, and like you said, you're right. They haven't allowed USC to really get much separation. They had their first goal, of course, and they held the lead for just over 6.5 minutes. But then from then on, it was 3 goals from both sides in about 4 minutes and 40-second span. So just as USC scores, Cal always has a response, and USA just needs to find a way to keep that momentum every time that they put one past Aiden Kamau, who has been incredible in this game. He's made some unbelievable saves, and USC just cannot get frustrated. They have to know who they're going up against in the blue paint on the other side of the rink, and they have to be able to just overcome that and keep going. They have great offense right now. They've been doing fantastic. And again, stay off the penalty sheet and keep drawing penalties. Cal, when they get frustrated, can get on the penalty sheet. They can get penalties, and that's where you strike. We saw them score a power play goal early on in the game, and that would be big if they can get another one. But nonetheless, they just have to take their momentum when they have it. Can't let Cal back in it.
The USC Trojans are wearing their red and cream throwback jerseys with the USC printed on the front. Cal Berkeley Bears are wearing their navy and gold jerseys. That's what they wore last night. The USC Trojans mixing it up for tonight's game. The second period of long changes is underway. They drop the puck. Let's get it on. It's turned over to Arturian in the neutral zone. He'll fire it in further, coming out of the crease to play it. Kamau. He'll backhand it, trying to get it to Jason Lee. Went wide of his stick and is sealed off. No, is unable to be sealed in by the Trojans. They have to backtrack for a beat. It's poke checked in by Luke Wong, one of the goal scorers for the Trojans. With the puck, it's Dahlin, for the Cal Berkeley Bears. They have it tied up on the boards, and now kicks onto the stick of Sight from the blue line. Fires a shot through bodies, tipped on net, and contained by Kamau. He somehow holds on to it, squeezes it tight as they're pushing and shoving in front of the crease. We saw tempers kind of flaring a little bit in the first period, and it looks like these two teams do not like each other.
No, they don't, and it is getting hot. You're right. I mean, a lot of the time in front of the paint, that's where most of the scrums are going to happen, right in front of the goaltender. Cal just trying to protect their guy. USC trying to get in the heads a little bit, maybe draw a penalty. They're doing smart things. They're trying to get Cal a little bit upset, and right there they just couldn't.
Gahash wins the draw, and Wong tried to fire a shot, couldn't get it past. Now it's Sight from the blue line again. That shot goes well wide, and it's going to be tracked down by Gahash. Backhanded, taken away by DSB, and here's a feed pass for number 81. Patrick Leo, he's got it all alone with an opportunity. He's shoved off it by Sight. He forces a turnover, but cleaning it up is Mizuno. He had that shot from the blue line that was tipped in by Liam Collins back in the first period. It tied up the game 2-2 at that point. Mizuno's going to track down this loose puck. Chips it to himself, taken by DSB. Shoveled across, picked off by number 21, Trent Triuya, tipped on net. It's save made by Chansey. He's able to just get the body to it, gets a little lucky there. He didn't see that puck, but here come the Cal Berkeley Bears back in transition. Triuya just shovels it in to behind the net of Chansey. Back to play it. Team captain Owen Phillips for the Trojans. It tips onto the blade of Luke Wong, and he plays it off the boards down ice. Backhanded by Mantuani. They have it tied up here just outside of the USC bench at the blue line. In the neutral zone, it's shoveled in by Owen Phillips, team captain for the Trojans. And now the Cal Berkeley Bears chipping into the zone. Phillips with the puck. Shovels it off the blade of Gavin Simon down ice. You can see him pretty easily on the ice. He's got blue gloves despite the red and yellow color palette of the USC Trojans. Billy doesn't have the budget for yellow gloves. In the zone, the Cal Berkeley Bears trying to set something up. It's Colton Fazio, the power play goal leader for the Cal Berkeley Bears. He'll hand it off for Collins. Shoveled out to the blue line for number 8, O'Dowd. He fires it in further, and it's taken now by Gavin Simon behind the net of his own goaltender. Off the glove of Colton Fazio, he plays his own rebound, and now it's taken by Collins. Tries to put on a move, but it's taken away by the USC Trojans. Ping-ponging around. Who will come up with it? It's number 16. It's Rutzik. He has it stripped away by number 18. Tyson Storr, the team captain for the Cal Berkeley Bears. But here come the Trojans with an opportunity. Number 18, Brian Chun got bullied down to the ice by O'Dowd, and he takes a tumble now behind the crease of Kamau, and the Cal Berkeley Bears are going to take it away. 17.5 minutes left in period number 2. This period is flying by at the moment. Collins gets it onto the stick of Tyson Storr. He has it poke checked away, swept aside. They're denied entry at the blue line. Here comes number 95, that's Goebel. Just fires it into the far corner, trying to get pucks deep, as you'll hear coaches and players say quite often. Behind the net, just tracking it down, it'll be number 13, Torrance. He takes a tumble, he's shoved down, lost in their skates. Who's going to come up with it? It's the Bears. They seal it off at the blue line. Backhanded in deeper by number 88. That was Sean Dahlem. And now with the puck, played off the boards. The Trojans unable to get out of their own end. Gavin Simon is just going to saucer it into the neutral zone. It's played off the chest of Jason Lee. Looks like an outfielder dropping down to a knee to keep that ball in front of him. Or a puck in this case. Fired down ice off the boards for icing, as it was Cole Kokorek, the defenseman, who skated back to get the icing. And now they're going to have a face-off in the Cal Berkeley Golden Bears zone. Looks like there's a disturbance here in front of the USC bench. The ref talking things over with a few Trojans. Not sure what that was about.
Yeah, I'm not really sure either. There seems to be a disagreement, maybe where the puck's supposed to be placed. I'm not sure what was going on there, but this has kind of just been a tennis match here. The first part of it, just back and forth, puck in there and puck in the other end. It hasn't really been much. There hasn't been shots on goal, but a chance here possibly.
A blocked shot, and now an opportunity for the Bears. Number 12 tries to put on a move. He is denied and shut off. A centering pass that hit off the pads of Chansey, but here come the Trojans in transition. It's Peskin with the puck on his forehand. He'll move behind the cage of Kamau. He's shoved off it by Jason Lee, a textbook check to strip him of the puck. And here come the Cal Berkeley Bears. They got 16 minutes in the period. It's tied up 2-2. Shoveled in by number 25. That was Chabaklo, and he goes back to play it, trying to shoulder Kerrigan off the puck. Coming up with it now. 21 across. He has the puck now. Out in front. A shot off the body of Chansey. The rebound off the glove. Loose in the crease. And it's swept aside by the Trojans. They survive it. Lucas Fung fires it on net. Just goes wide. Fung is a goal scorer tonight for the Cal Berkeley Bears. With the puck now, it's the team captain Storr. He backhand drops it for number 25, Chabaklo. He's harassed by Carrington. A stuffed chance past the post. Chansey is able to deny it. Out in front, they'll hack at it, and Carrington's going to come up with it. Pardon me, that's Skeffington is his name. Chabaklo with the puck, fires it in behind the net for Fung. What are his options? Surveys at the goal line, fires it out in front, looking for someone in front of the nets to kind of stuff it home. As Burbank has it, fires behind the net for Fung, and it's taken away by Peskin and cleared down ice. Here comes an opportunity for number 19. That's Boglin out in front. They can't connect on it, and the Cal Berkeley Bears are able to sweep them aside. Number 88, Dahlem, gets it onto the stick of O'Dowd, and here he comes. Gets it onto the stick of Mizuno, tries to put on a toe drag, but he's denied by his number counterpart, Owen Phillips, for the Trojans, and here they come. Chris Slye gets it onto the stick of Gahash. He'll bring it in on the near side past the blue line. What are his options? Fires a shot on net, but the defensive stick of Dahlem just careens it up and into the netting. Will blow it dead and have a face-off in the Cal quadrant.
And that sequence of plays was a little bit different than before. We really had kind of two long plays there. The first part, again, the tennis match, putting it and dumping it into each other's zones, really not much going on. But right there, good opportunities on both sides, but especially for Cal, they almost had a few really good scoring chances. And USC as well, again, get tied up in the slot and the pass doesn't get quite through. But again, now it's looking a little different. More scoring opportunities on both sides here.
This puck is going to spit into the USC zone, and Chris Sipe, along with Owen Phillips, will play some catch. Tipped off the stick of Luke Wong, one of the goal scorers for the Trojans. But here come the Cal Berkeley Bears. DSB will throw some snow at the blue line. He'll push in, out in front. A slap shot, pad save by Chansey. Good scoring chance for the Bears, but Chansey stays strong. And here comes Gahash putting on the Jets. He's able to poke check that around for Luke Wong. They're going to try and get set up. Chipped off the boards for Wong, for Gahash behind the net. A centering feed for Owen Phillips, and he's able to come up with it. Fed out now. That's number 8 out at the blue line. That's Arturian, one of the goal scorers tonight. Kicked out to the blue line for Luke Wong. Shot through bodies, but right into the glove of Kamau. He saw the shooting lane, saw the shot, and closes the trapper over it. 13 minutes and 58 seconds left in period number 2, tied 2-2.
That one's a good play by O'Dowd in front of his own goaltender there, pushing out, boxing out USC Trojans, giving Aiden Kamau a nice lane just to be able to see that puck, and he easily gloves it.
At the face-off circle, Gahash, opposed by Colton Fazio. They drop the puck, and it's going to be taken by Mantoni. Now with it is Jason Lee. He'll skate through. Pass off the boards, almost hit off the heads of some of his teammates. Luckily, all of them that were able to dodge that shot. And Colton Fazio touches up, as it looks like it was played with a hand pass in the neutral zone. And we'll see if they place this puck in the Cal Berkeley end.
A bit of a chess match here. It's really all going to be about who makes the first mistake. Of course, a couple in the first period, but so far, so good for both teams, staying out of the box and just staying clean here. It's all about who makes the first mistake, whether that be a missed pass or a penalty.
Colton Fazio won the draw, but the USC Trojans take it right back, but gets onto the stick of number 12. He gives it now for number 72, Collins. He has it on his blade in the near corner. He's shoved off it by 3 Trojans, and now here they come. It's Quezada moving through a neutral zone, but he's stood up by Colton Fazio, played off the boards, and it ticks off the shoulder of some Cal Berkeley Bears who were chilling there on their bench. They definitely got to get stung by that one, and we're going to have a neutral zone face-off with 13.5 minutes left in period number 2. We are still deadlocked 2-2.
And not a bad idea from Cal, just trying to calm the puck down a little bit, maybe using some extra guys on the bench. Unfortunately for them, that is not quite legal here.
Off the draw, Chris Slye has it, draws back into his own zone for a beat, and tries to play it off the boards and out. But now an opportunity for Mizuno out in front. They're trying to stuff it past Chansey. Where's this puck? It's a mad dash, and coming up with it is the Trojans. No, it's the Cal Berkeley Bears. Mizuno backhands it on net, but it just goes wide. Chris Slye to try and track it down. Owen Phillips trying to strip it away from Trayuya, but coming up with it is number 12. That's Brendan Baker.
Penalty here.
And a late penalty coming up against the USC Trojan, as Zach mentioned. Cal Berkeley Bears have an opportunity, if they can keep possession of this puck, to get something going on the delayed penalty. Number 14, that's Mark Reyna out of the Czech Republic, Prague. A shot from Mizuno, through bodies, hits off the shins of a Trojan. Can they touch it up? No, they can't. It's maintained by the Cal Berkeley Bears, still out in front. A mad dash, kicks out to Mizuno from well out. He tried to pass it across for Trayuya, didn't have his head up, and it's touched up by Quezada. The Cal Berkeley Bears have the most delayed penalty you'll ever see this year in the Pac-8, and they can't capitalize on it.
Yeah, this is an easy holding call for the official. I mean, he just held them on the boards for even 3-4 seconds after the puck was already gone, and that could be the mistake we were talking about. Owen Phillips, the captain, cannot do that if you're USC. You cannot do that if you're wearing the C. That's just an easy call for the official, and really just a dumb penalty to take in behind the cage there.
He may be the captain with the C on his jersey, but he's not the captain on the spreadsheet. Only 1 goal and 5 assists thus far for Owen Phillips as a forward, and he hurts his team there by getting a penalty, so he'll watch on from behind the glass for the next 2 minutes. Face off in the Trojan zone, off to the right of Chansey. It's won by the Cal Berkeley Bears. They'll spit it out to the blue line for Mizuno. Tries to back in it further, but he runs into the body of Gahash. And his puck was tied up, and they'll blow it dead. And we're going to have another face-off in the Trojan zone off to either side of Chansey.
Yeah, that puck was just kind of sitting on the edge of the Cal bench there for a little bit, and I think they just, out of play, they ruled it there.
Lucas Fung will square off with Gahash. Pardon me, that was Colton Fazio. Hard to read their jerseys sometimes. Across for Patrick Liu. Pass deeper to the goal line for Fung, but it tips off his stick and into the netting. So we're going to have it again. Deja vu, our third face-off in the Trojan zone.
And that was a beautiful setup. Unfortunately, they can't get it to go. He tips it wide. He got it and hit the net. Unfortunately, that's not the net you're going for here.
Immediately off the draw, it spits onto the crease of Chansey. He'll just pick it like a first baseman. And Deja vu, again, our fourth face-off to the right of Chansey. As looks like they're going to kick Colton Fazio out of the face-off circle. That's, I believe, the 3rd time we've seen that thus far in this game. Clearly, he's not winning any goodwill with the officials, so it will be Lucas Fung who will take his place at the dot, squaring off with Gahash. They're talking things over here. And Gahash is going to get tossed as well, so they're going to have to bring in number 22. That's Brody Orts, pardon me.
This might be the linesman show here. What's going on?
Sometimes big egos clash, and now Lucas Fung is going to have to take a lap and come right back. Yeah, like I was saying, it's sometimes some big egos collide with each other in the Pac-8s. And it's off the draw, the Cal Berkeley Bears win it. Spits out to Mizuno at the blue line, and it's fed across for Liu. What are his options? He'll skate in deeper on the wing, now to the goal line. He's going to circle the track, passed out to Colton Fazio on the far wing. He backhand shovels it for Mizuno at the blue line, down deep for Liu, but he can't handle it. There was too much mustard on the pass, too much sauce. And now with the puck, it's DSB. Goal leader, assist leader, and points leader. He has it. He's going to push in all alone. A shot off the pads of Chansey. It spits out, but he covers it, and Chansey denies DSB again.
And not a lot of shots here so far against Chansey. They're looking for that perfect play. I think they just need to get rebounds here. They're going to have enough. They have enough offense to do it. They have enough offense to make moves through the slot. Right now, they're kind of staying in the perimeter. We saw one earlier. They missed the chance. He pushed it up into the mesh instead of on the tape. And so they just got to relock in here. But it looks like there's going to be another penalty.
Russell Tarrant will take a seat in the sin bin, and it is going to be a 5-on-3 opportunity for the Cal Berkeley Bears for the last minute that is left on the Owen Phillips holding penalty. Off the draw, Mizuno takes it. He handles and will hand it off now for DSB out in front. Shovels it across. A shot. They score! DSB across to the far side. They shoot and they bury it. Patrick Liu, the man from China, gets his 8th goal of the year, and they retake the lead.
Yeah, and that's, again, it's going to be off the mistakes. I'm not even sure what the penalty was against the Trojans, but when you go down 1 man against Cal, not ideal. When you go down 2, you're guaranteeing them a goal. That offense is going to strike, and they did just that right there, just a few seconds off the draw.
And DSB proving why he is the assist and point leader for this team, as he probably could have put a shot on Chansey, but elected to shovel it across for Liu, as this puck is covered up by Chansey, and there's a disturbance in front of the crease, some extracurricular activities in front of the nets. Things definitely getting chippy very early on in this matchup. We are just about midway through this game. 11.5 minutes left in period number 2. They still got about 30 minutes left to play overall in the matchup, and things are getting kind of fiery.
And this is interesting, and I think there's a little bit of frustration from that last goal and how they allowed the 5-on-3, and I think that penalty must have come from a little bit of frustration as well.
Pass across for Liu, who just got the goal. He passes across to Colton Fazio. 1.5 minutes left on the Tarrant penalty. As out in front, it is swept aside by Brian Chun, and going back to play in his own half, it's Colton Fazio, the special teams power play goal leader. Let's see if he can't get on the spreadsheets and continue his lead for power play goals for the Cal Berkeley Bears. Mizuno shovels it off the boards. Owen Phillips goes to play, but he overskated it. Backhanded now onto Liusek, but here's an opportunity for Gavin Simon. Mr. Blue Gloves all alone, but he doesn't have the speed. He has to pirouette. He got beat out by 3 Cal defenders who back-checked hard, and they denied that breakaway opportunity for Gavin Simon. Backhand drop left for Liu, the goal scorer, the man from China. He'll skate it in on the near side of the blue line. DSB just fires it across now onto the stick of Colton Fazio. Out in front for Mizuno. He stood up by number 24, Christian Sight. And now he has it. He shovels it onto the stick of Gavin Simon. Here he comes. Out in front. And Colton Fazio tripped up by Sight. And it looks like another Trojan is heading to the box.
Yeah, that was just, it was a good call by the linesman there that time. I think a Cal Bear kind of got tangled up there a little bit. Nonetheless, that's a good call by the official that time around. That one in the first period, it was pretty brutal.
So no one's going to head to the penalty box here. Might have been just offsides. As number 18, it's Brian Chun. Pardon me, that was number 18, Tryson Storr for the Cal Berkeley Bears. They win the draw, and they're going to break in quickly. Head of steam, number 25, he's got the puck. Shabaklo, a power move, a backhand off the body of Chansey, and into the wrong netting for a stoppage of play. 10 minutes left in the frame. 3-2, Cal Berkeley leading after that goal from Patrick Liu just moments ago.
Shabaklo has been incredible for this Cal team. He is absolutely a catalyst for them. He has been leading the charge a little bit, kind of like a quarterback, if you will.
Tyson Storr to the face-off circle again, opposed by Gahash, and a bumper pass now for Jason Lee. Shuttled back over for Shabaklo. He'll try and fire a shot on, but he's stood up by Gahash, and here's a breakout opportunity, but the pass was wide. Gahash just could not connect with Brody Ort, and the Cal Berkeley Bears are going to take it back for a moment and reset.
That's brutal for USC. Could have had a great chance on the penalty kill.
Liam Collins on the near side, shovels it out in front. Backhand shot just goes wide. Chansey lost sight of it, but here come the Trojans in transition. Given for Ort, a big hit late on Gahash, back on the play. Brady Ort turns it over to the Cal Berkeley Bears, and Dahlem has it now, tries to play through the neutral zone. Cal Berkeley Bears was getting off for a change, and now the Trojans have it in their own end. Owen Phillips trying to get it on the stick of Gahash, too wide of his stick. And now here comes number 14. That's Mark Reyna, the man from the Czech. Fires a shot off the pads of Chansey, and he's going to track down his own rebound. Now behind the nets. He's got Fung along with Brendan Baker with it. But Gahash comes up with it for the Trojans and shovels into the neutral zone. Here comes an opportunity for Luke Wong, the goal scorer for the Trojans. Trying to shake off Dahlem. All alone. A shot off the shoulder of Como. And it's loose. It popped about 20 feet up in the air and then landed right onto the right side of Como. Sealed off by Owen Phillips at the blue line. Fires it on net, off the body. A shot from the rebound is denied by Como. Good body save. Out in front, trying to collect it is Luke Wong. He can't get it. And now it's picked up by 8. That is our Arturian, one of the other goal scorers for the Trojans. One of 2. Shoveled across for number 12. Kokrek, a shot, rattles out of the glove of Como. Swept out, no, sealed off by Kokrek. He has it, hands it off for Owen Phillips, the captain. Shot through bodies, looking for the tip. No one got a piece to it, and now Kokrek has to fire it in further. For Arturian, the alternate captain, one of the goal scorers. He shoulders off Dahlem, and now at the goal line, it's Gahash trying to stuff it, doesn't work, and it's taken away by Reyna. He shovels it high and down ice. The Czech Republic native ices this puck, and we're going to do it again, have a face-off off to either side of Como.
And Lucas Fung got hurt there on that shot block. He was limping throughout that entire sequence in the zone, and now he's at the bench, and I'm not sure what the ruling is here. If he's injured, he can probably come off. But of course, usually here he'd have to stay on because of the icing. So we'll see what they do here. But nonetheless, USC finally getting some offensive zone time, finally getting some pressure. Before that, the shots were 9-3 in favor of Cal. Before that little sequence we just had there, they've seemed to take control of this period. But now USC trying to get the ball back in their court. And now a timeout here, it seems, from Cal.
Head coach Devin Cox for the Cal Berkeley Bears desperately signaling for a timeout, trying to get this game under control. He does have the lead, but he was about to have a face-off off to the side of Como, and the USC Trojans trying to get themselves back into this game. The Cal Berkeley Bears have the lead for the first time tonight. They've been playing catch-up with the USC Trojans through much of this matchup, but then, of course, Patrick Liu was able to get on the spreadsheet, get a goal to be able to make it 3-2. We don't know how long this timeout will take, so we're going to take a break and step aside. You're listening to KUGR, Cougar College Radio, broadcasting all of the Pac-8 playoff games. If you like what you're seeing and want to catch every single game, subscribe to the channel and help us reach our goal of 500 subscribers. I'm Smith Slye, joined by Zach McFarlane in the broadcast booth in Eastern Washington. We'll be back in just a moment. To the face-off circle, it's Gahash opposed by Mizuno, and the Cal Berkeley Bears win it. DSB backhands it off the boards for Mizuno. Played to the neutral zone. Taken now by Luke Wong. He fires it on net, out of the glove of Como. And now, Reyna tries to play it onto the stick of DSB, wide of his stick. And now, Phillips across for Sipe. He's got it. He gets shouldered by DSB, absolutely punished on the boards, and they'll have it tied up here on the near side, but here comes Mizuno with an opportunity, leaves it for DSB, trying to find a shooting lane, and it's taken away by Sipe. Good defense to stay with him. A breakout opportunity down ice, just wide of the stick of Arturian. Como comes out of the crease to play it, bumpers it off the boards, and here comes DSB. He's got two teammates with him. A 3-on-2 break for the Bears, leaves it for number 81, across for Mizuno. What are his options? Out in front, they shoot, they can't connect on it, whiff on the shot, and now an opportunity out in front, right into the shoulder of Chansey. He swallows it up and denies O'Dowd on that shot. We'll have a face-off in the Trojan zone with 7.5 left in period number 2.
And Arturian had a chance down here. It started with him, just couldn't corral the puck on his stick. And over here again, Cal, a missed opportunity on a one-timer. Both teams, again, they just have to learn to capitalize, especially USC. You're now down 1 to the best team in the pack. 13-1, like you mentioned, in conference, and now you just have to find a way to beat Aiden Como again, and then one more time. Of course, you're playing good defense right now, and your goaltender Chansey is showing up.
Fazio and Peskin take the draw. It's won by the Trojans. They'll draw back for a moment, try and shovel it around the boards, but this stood up by Trent Triuya for the Cal Berkeley Bears. And now, bad down with a high stick, a shot on net, just over the head and shoulder of Chansey, and now Mantuoni gives it for 18. That's Tyson Storr, the captain. Mantuoni back to the goal line. No one was there to field the pass. And now playing it is number 12, Kokrek. He has it tied up with Collins. On the stick of Kokrek, they backhand it out, down ice. Going back to back check is number 51. That is Mantuoni. Gets it on the stick of Fazio. Here he comes past the logo. Moves to the near side, past the blue line, out in front. A shot that hit off the leg of Kokrek. He plays some selfless hockey and puts his body on the line to get that save. They have it here in the near corner. Cal Berkeley attempts to center it, but it's taken away by Tarrant, who had a penalty a little earlier ago. Collins, backhands it now onto the stick of Dahlem. He's got it, puts on a move. He's on the near side, trying to make a power move, but he was shoved off it by Tarrant. And now he has it on his stick for the Trojans, gets it onto the blade of Burry Orts, who couldn't field it properly, but traces it down nonetheless. Breaks it in on the near side, past the blue line. He's stood up and shoved off it at the blue line, and the Cal Berkeley Bears regain possession. They're going to reset for a moment, and here they come past the logo. It's Chabaklo up on the far side, past the blue line, at the goal line. Power move, he scores! Chabaklo bullies his way to the net, and it is 4-2 Cal Berkeley.
What a drive to the net right there. I mentioned him earlier. He has been quarterbacking everything, and right there, he just takes it himself, drives to the net, and doesn't take no for an answer. That one pops up over Chansey, who looked like he wanted maybe some kind of call there. Of course, he gets kind of bowled over. Nonetheless, what a goal, and that is a statement, Gino, right there from Chabaklo.
Now, we've seen a lot when we've called games with the University of Washington Huskies in the ACHA and in the Pac-8 specifically. You gotta blur the lines between what is goaltender interference and what is a clear goal, and Roy Chabaklo gets it done right there. The senior on this team able to get it done, and here he is right back on the gal, winds up a slap shot, but he fakes it. Tries to put on a shot, loose out in front. Can they clean it up? No, it's swept aside by the Trojans, and here they come on 2-on-1 break, but number 18 was tripped up. There's gonna be a delayed penalty here, and if the Cal Berkeley Bears can touch up, which they will, they didn't actually. They'll just blow the whistle early. A call for interference as number 18, Brian Chun, was tripped up trying to get on the 2-on-1 break, and Ben Rutzik was unable to get a goal on that opportunity. But now the Cal Berkeley Bears are going to be down a man with 5 and just about a half left in the second period.
Yeah, and that's just an avoidable penalty, to be quite honest with you. It was one of those where you could probably catch the guy on a 2-on-1. That way you kind of deny the 2-on-1, but nonetheless he just kind of drags him down from behind. Easy call for the official here, back here, watching it from the back, and that's an easy call.
Gahash loses the draw, and they'll have it tied up in their own skates. Mizuno falls to the ground, but chips it into the neutral zone. Back to play at Chris Sipe. He drops it off for Arturian. Now it's onto the stick of Sipe, past the red line. Near side, breaks past the blue line, into the zone. What are his options? Throw a little bit of snow. Kicks it out to Arturian. No, he'll hold on to it. Plays off the boards to Arturian, just at the blue line. From well out, he'll hand it off to Gahash. Out in front, centering pass for Wong. Turned over and swept down ice. Here's an opportunity. Chansey has to come out of the night to play it. He'll bank it off the boards and out to the neutral zone. They survive that opportunity. And Gahash will fight for it along with Reyna in the neutral zone. Shoveled across for Arturian. He has to play it off his skate. Leaves it for Luke Wong. He breaks into the zone on the near side. Here come the Trojans with an opportunity. Throw some snow and pirouettes on the near side of the Cal Berkeley zone. Sipe to Wong. Across for Gahash. He can't field the pass. It was just a little bit wide off to his left. Centering pass now for Lucas Wong. Out in front. Tried to go between the legs, and it doesn't work. Now onto the stick of Arturian. Hands off for Sipe. Right back to Arturian. He wasn't ready for that pass, but he gets it nonetheless. Shoveled out in front, picked up by number 16. That's Rutzik. Kicks it out for Sipe at the blue line. A quick bumper pass to Rutzik. Wasn't ready for the pass. The Trojans not really on the same page with each other on this offensive opportunity on the power play. They only got 30 seconds left. Can they capitalize in the waning stages? Sipe at the blue line from well out at the A of the Eastern lettering there on the blue line. And now it's 24 Sipe, just fires a shot. Pardon me, that was Gahash. Just zips it right into the stomach of Como. He swallows it, and we'll have a face-off with 26 seconds left in the power play, 4 minutes left in the period.
And this is less of a good kill from Cal and more USC just being super passive on this power play, and quite literally passive. They're passing the puck a lot, and they just need to shoot the puck more. That's their first shot the whole power play, and it came from a bad angle and maybe one of their worst looks they've had. They need to just get pucks on net against Como. You've only got 26 seconds now to get back in this one.
Off the draw, the Trojans win it. Gahash goes behind the net, and will leave it for Luke Wong, who was unable to field the pass properly. Far wing. He's pinned down by 2 Cal Berkeley Bears, but gives it for Gahash at the goal line, gives it right back to Lucas Wong at the wing. Spits it out for Chris Sipe at the blue line, tries to push in, shakes him off, and gives it to Luke Wong. The puck is loose at the face-off circle. Wong spinning around with it on his blade. He'll just shovel it out to the blue line for Chris Sipe. Fired in further to the goal line for Gahash. He'll put a shot on goal. Body of Como denies him. The rebound is denied as well. It's sealed off at the blue line by Chris Sipe. Off the boards. Penalty expires. Here's Gahash with a shot, and he scores! 5-hole. Gahash beats Como. It's a 1-goal game.
just as the penalty finally expired, USC's able to strike, and like I said, just get it to the net. They spent so much time passing, looking for a perfect play, trying to be too cute, even had a between the legs attempt. You can't do that in the semifinal when you're down 2. You just have to go, and they do right there. They finally just shoot the puck, and they finds it between the legs of Como. They are right back in this one. That is huge for the Trojans.
Gahash has fired that wrist shot, blink and you miss it. And just like that, it's a 1-goal hockey game. Cal Berkeley just saw their 2-goal lead evaporate. And it's pinned down in the far wing here in the Trojan zone. Number 22, he'll come up with it. Moves into the zone for number 20. That's Peskin. Tries to put on a power move. He's turned away by Como, who kind of took a tumble, and now it's unable to be kept in. Here's an opportunity for Chabaklo. All alone. Can he get on his stick? Yes, he is. He puts a backhand move on. Did he score? He does! Chabaklo, his second, a power move again. Deja vu, and it's a 2-goal lead for Cal.
Chabaklo is unbelievable. The speed to be able to get their beat out 2 Trojans to the puck, and then unfortunately for the Trojans, a defensive effort and a diving swing at the puck did take it off his stick, but it actually pinched it over the top of Chansey and into the net. A tough break for the Trojans there, but you cannot let Chabaklo split the defense. He'll make you pay, and he did right there.
Mr. Blue Gloves, Gavin Simon goes to the face-off circle for the Trojans. They're down by 2 now after the second tally of the night for Chabaklo, the second in this period as well. Dancing around is Chris Sipe in his own zone. He's harassed on the forecheck by DSB. Still, Sipe is able to shake him off and gets it now onto the stick of Brian Chun. Leaves it for Simon, who shovels it into the zone, shook off Trent Triuya. But now he has to try and play it in the corner. He shoves a man down to the ice. Gavin Simon definitely not happy at the moment. A shot from well out from Sipe. Glove saved by Como. He was able to see it and squeeze it. And we'll have a face-off in the Cal Berkeley zone. Definitely a little bit of a skirmish there in front. But like I said before, these two teams not liking each other thus far.
Not at all. Cal Bear got absolutely tabletop there in the corner. One man kind of behind him and was tangled up with his legs, and the other pushed him backward. You're always going to go down at that point. Nonetheless, the Trojans just trying to fight to get back in this game again after they went down 2. Chabaklo scoring exactly 3 minutes from when he did last.
Luke Wong fired a wrist shot on net that just went past the post. And now the Trojans are going to try and get something set up here. Chris Sipe from well out, a shot into the logo of Como, and like our broadcast partner Kate Cherney says, you're not going to score if you're shooting into the logo.
Certainly not, and you're definitely not against Como. He's really not going to probably give up that rebound. Of course, a lot of goalies do have rebound control issues, but certainly not Aiden Como. He's going to get that all day long and just save it in his chest, get his team a stoppage of play, and they're able to change a couple guys here.
2 minutes and 17 seconds left in period number 2. It's a 5-3 Cal Berkeley lead as Fazio and Gahash go face-to-face, and it's won by the Trojans. Pushed into the near wing. Sipe, along with Gahash, will fight for it, but it's Luke Wong who will shoot it from well out into the glove of Como, but he elects to just let it rattle out. And here come the Cal Berkeley Bears, trying to get something going in the late stages of the game. They get in cleanly. Reyna right into the logo of Chansey. So both teams just taking turns shooting it right into the goalie's logo.
Absolutely, and this game is going to be all about who can win each period. Both these teams essentially tied the first period, but Cal outscoring USC 3-1. They're going to win the second period, and all they have to do is essentially tie the third period if they want, and maybe even lose it by a goal. But now you're putting the Trojans in a tough spot for that last frame in desperation time.
Trojans won the faceoff in their own end, and here they come with an opportunity. Gahash, he's got Luke Wong with him. Will he center it? Yes, he will. Backhand, out in front, they score! Gahash across to Wong, his second tally of the night, and again, it is a 1-goal game.
You can write the script better to this game if you tried. This is unbelievable. Cal's 2-goal lead. It lasts, and then it doesn't. Immediately, USC's finding a way to respond just the way that Cal was finding a way to respond immediately to USC's leads in the first period. This game has been incredible. An absolute chess match, just back and forth. And again, Cal back to their 1-goal lead, and they're going to try and hang on at least into the third period. It would be good for them to try and just hold out on this lead.
This game is about as balanced as it gets. For shots, it's 24-27, USC leading. The score 5-4, Cal leading, and both teams each have one player on the hat trick watch. For the Trojans, it's Luke Wong, who has 2 tallies tonight, and for the Cal Berkeley Bears, it is Chabaklo, who is just ignited in this second frame of action. Face-off is off to the right side of Como. Gahash opposed by Mizuno, and the Trojans win it. Fired across for Owen Phillips, back over to Sight from well out, a shot through bodies, looking for the tip chance, and doesn't quite connect. 1.5 minutes left in the frame. They're running out of time to get a last-minute tally. Mizuno tries to backhand it out, but he hands it off to his number counterpart, Owen Phillips. Sight will try and throw some snow and try and shake off Chabaklo, who's on the hat trick watch, like we said. They have it tied up in the near corner, but spits out for Luke Wong, who just lets a howitzer go nowhere near the net. A centering pass that went through everyone's skates into the near wing. It's Chris Sipe trying to put on some moves, trying to put on some dangles and shake off the defense. Hicks it out for Luke Wong. Shovels it across for Gahash. Shot through bodies, never made it to the net. It hit off the body of Owen Phillips, the captain for the Trojans. Now he'll play it. Left it for Gahash. He tries to move in, but he's shoved off it by the Cal Berkeley defense. Backhanded down ice. Chancey comes out to play it. 45 seconds left in the frame. Trojans looking for the last-minute tally. Glove down by Chabaklo. Here he comes, trying to put on move, trying to shake him off, trying to get the Hattie, but he's shoved away by number 12. That was Cole Cockrek. Now Cockrek shovels it into the neutral zone at the logo. Here's an opportunity for number 8, Arturian, and he can't get it. And it's down ice onto the paddle of Como. 20 seconds left in the frame. Cal, they're going to try and catch the Trojans in transition. Here they come. Pass onto the stick of Collins. Just has to backhand shovel it in further. About 10 seconds left in the period. Can they get anything going? Trojans in their own end. It's a 5-4 hockey game. Cal leading by just 1 goal. It's shoved all the way down ice. Will it be icing? Yes, it will. They'll call this icing with 4 seconds left, much to the chagrin of the USC bench. They have their arms up in disbelief. They believed it tipped off the body of a bear, but at the end of the day, their voice does not matter.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty bad call there from the linesman. I mean, an opportunity to get the puck. They had the opportunity to touch that puck. Yes, it hopped over the stick. Nonetheless, they had the chance. They didn't get it. I don't agree with the call there.
Let's see if the Cal Berkeley Bears can't score something in the last 4 seconds. A shot on goal, the rebound, denied again by Chancey. It bounces around. The last second ticks off the clock. The Cal Berkeley Bears come up empty on the last 4 seconds off that icing, but they'll head to the locker room having won the second period. 3 goals to the Trojans 2, and the overall score 5-4. The Cal Berkeley Bears holding just a 1-goal lead in a game where they thought they would just punch the Trojans in the mouth. Zach, 40 minutes are in the books. Cal and the Trojans, an absolute classic of a game thus far. How might the third period pan out?
Well, the Trojans are obviously going to be a little bit desperate. Of course, they still have to keep a clean game. When they had the penalties, they had 2 penalties. And again, that's when Cal capitalized. That's really the difference in this game. If you think about it, 1-goal game, it's 5-4, and that is where it came from, the 5-on-3, the mysterious penalty where we still really don't know the origin of it. But nonetheless, USC just has to keep playing this game. Shots were even that time around, 15 apiece for both teams amongst that period. USC still in the lead there, 29-26. But of course, that would have been catastrophic for USC. They didn't agree with the icing call, and Cal almost makes a 2-goal lead really late there in the second period. But if you're the Trojans right now, you just have to keep your cool. You are very much so in this game. It is not quite desperation time until at least maybe 5 minutes left in the third period. If you're still down, go for it all. But of course, right now, keep playing your game. You're playing a wonderful game. You're responding. You're keeping essentially Cal on a leash. They get a lead of 2, and you're keeping them. You're reeling them back in, and that's great from USC.
The goal scorers in the second period for the Cal Berkeley Bears. It was kicked off with Patrick Liu, the man from China, getting his 8th tally of the year, and then quickly followed up by Roy Chabaklo to get that 2-goal lead, like you mentioned, able to kind of pull away for a moment. But then USC just snagged it right back when number 28, Gahash, was able to get on the board. And then, of course, the Cal Berkeley Bears getting right back into the fray. Chabaklo puts himself on the hat trick watch. It's another power move goal to be able to make it 5-3. But closing out the period, it was number 27, Luke Wong, who got himself on the hat trick watch to make it just a 1-goal game. And coming into this game, we thought it was going to be Cal Berkeley running away with it. but the USC Trojans are showing why they may be a contender and why they may have a chance to punch their way to Championship Sunday in the Pac-8 playoffs in 2026. But that's going to do it for the second period of action. We'll move to intermission and then to the third period here in the first semifinal game of the Pac-8 playoffs. I'm Smith Slye, joined by Zach McFarlane in the broadcast booth for KUGR Cougar College Radio. Hey, please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to catch all the Pac-8 playoff games live on YouTube. We'll be back in just a little bit.
You're listening to Cougar Hockey on KUGR.
An upset can be brewing. We will figure that out in the next 20 minutes of third period of Pac-8 Round 2 playoffs. The only question is which California team will finish out in top. Thank you guys coming back for this amazing third period of the Pac-8 playoffs, where it's amazing game with USC with 4 goals versus the one and only 1 seed Cal Golden Bears. The 1 seed, they're just dominating right now, Smith. They're not really dominating. They got 5 goals. You'd think they dominate. Coach Bonacci says all the time you only need 5 goals. But we're back for the third period of an exciting playoff hockey game. I'm Connor Simmons, joining the booth with Smith Slye. Smith, it should be this has been an amazing game. This third period should be one for the books. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I mean, you just mentioned it right there. I mean, coming into this game, I believe a lot of people probably thought as well, this was going to be a boring game.
Yes.
It's the number 1 seed versus the number 4 seed, the 13-1 conference Cal Berkeley Bears, the 7-6 conference USC Trojans, who just barely edged out the Cougs for that 4th seed. And you were thinking, man, coming into this game, it's going to be Cal just kind of beating up on the Trojans. But the Trojans are outworking the Cal Berkeley Bears in basically every facet of the game. It's the tale of 2 teams. One that is incredibly talented, that is a juggernaut, that is just an offensive weapon in the league and has been for many years. But then a team that is just putting in the work, grinding every single shift, opportunity after opportunity. Their goals have been gritty, setting things up, trying to just get pucks into the net. And the Cal Berkeley Bears, in the first period, were playing catch-up. In the second period, it was the Trojans playing catch-up. So I'm really excited to see how the third period kind of shakes out. Who is going to be the one who comes out immediately and is the one who decides who the other team is playing catch-up? Will it be the Trojans? Will it be the Cal Berkeley Bears? I really could not tell you. I can't confidently say which team is going to come out and be the one who comes out on top. But what I can say is that unless the Cal Berkeley Bears start grinding, the USC Trojans are going to catch them sleeping and could upset them on day 2 of the playoffs and could potentially punch their ticket to a championship game. The USC Trojans have not won a championship since 2010, even though they are the most winningest team in the conference. They have 6 championships overall. And if they get their way to a championship, Championship Sunday tomorrow, they have an opportunity to win their first championship since 2010, which would be historic.
Well, we talked about it a little bit off camera, but you just did bring it up. USC is outworking Cal. The 4 seed, yes, the 4 seed USC is outworking the number 1 seed Cal. And we also talk about it might be a predicament where Cal just hasn't been in a situation much in the last 2-3 years where Cal doesn't lose. They don't really even have close games. So the fact that Cal's kind of getting punched in the mouth right now, despite being up 1-0, it's probably a little surprise to them. So something I expect, at least coming into the third period, is like, hey, let's get this game, blow this game out of the water. Let's not even take any chances. We're the number seed. We're Cal. We're supposed to get back here. We're not going to let USC do that because USC is outworking them. Cal is the most skilled team, fastest team in the conference. Not a lot of teams can even compete with that, but where you can is getting those loose pucks, sending them towards the net, grinding in front of them, taking a hit here and there. But third period is officially underway with that puck drop of USC versus California. It's a 5-4 hockey game, ladies and gents. Should be in store for something amazing. The puck was cleared down into California zone. First man to touch his man. No, stolen by USC out in front. Shoots! Aiden Como shoots, and USC scores! It is gonna be a tied hockey game, Smith.
I told you, Connor, it was going to come down to who was going to come out in the outset and determine who is the trailing team and who is the leading team. And the USC Trojans, less than 20 seconds into the frame, just have a statement goal from Arturian, gets on the hat trick watch, and it looks like it's going to be the Trojans leading in this period.
Well, it seemed like it was just the cleared puck that was stolen by USC, sends him out in front. Incomo thought he had it. I thought there was going to be called dead right then and there. He makes a great save, then proceeds to get a rebound and find himself out of possession. Another shot on net just doesn't find its way to Como that time. USC keeping puck possession at the blue line now, trying to go make a man miss. It's number 24, Chris Sipe. USC still back in the zone, finds a man out front, shoots. Como with a good save right there, though. USC on top right now. California on their heels. Cleared it finally away, trying to get to the man at number 16, John Burbank. Can't get enough. It's cleared back in. California's going to look to regroup. It has been exactly 1 minute in this third period, and we already have a goal, ladies and gents. USC looking to get something going. Stolen away by Cal. It's going to be number 14 now. Bring in Mark Regina. A shot on net doesn't get to him. Good stick lift by the Trojans right there, not letting Cal get any more shots on Chansey so far earlier on this period. Bringing it all by itself. USC 16 shoots. Slammed. And the netting is off. Como is down.
Man, I feel bad for both the goaltenders in this matchup so far. I feel bad for Como. I feel bad for Chansey. They have just been getting bulldozed all game, and you saw it right there as well, where it was number 16, that was Rudsick, trying to copy Chabaklo a little bit, because Chabaklo had his 2 goals have been power moves where it tiptoes the line between a clean goal and goaltender interference. You kind of have to do that in the Pac-8 and in the ACHA, and we're seeing that in this game right there, where the goal just gets thrown off its moorings because Como collides with Rudsick, who's trying that kind of stuffed chance, that power move goal. And I mean, if you do that too many times, I would not be surprised if there's some skirmishes, some scraps that might spawn up from that as well. Both these teams seem to not really like each other. They're really fiery, especially because of how close this game is. Yeah. If it was a blowout, it would be one thing, but it is a close hockey game, and apparently the refs are just not calling any kind of goaltender interference.
Oh, a shot almost trickled its way to the 5-hole of Aiden Como. USC still tied the game up not less than about a minute ago. California trying to get it right back, though. They have the net behind their goaltender of Como. Now trying to push it up. It's going to be a 3-on-2 break. Has Fazio on his left side. He does get it to Fazio, the big man. Gets it tipped away from him. Another couple good sticks we're seeing from USC early on the defensive side. All the way out to number 18 now. That's going to be Tyson Storr. Cleared away now. USC is able to get a steal. Might have a 3-on-2 break right here. Simon's going to be the man in the middle. On his far left. Going to try and clear out in front. Doesn't even get to the middle. A trickling puck finds its way back to Cal. 17 minutes, 55 seconds left in this third period. We have a tied hockey game as ice is going to be called, so we're heading all the way back down to the Bears side.
We mentioned it here in the open that USC Trojans are outworking the Cal Berkeley Bears overall in the game, and they're outworking them in the third period as well. They came out at the outset, just grinded to get that goal from Arturian, and now they're just continuing to do that. Every single time the Cal Berkeley Bears are trying to get back down ice, the Trojans are being very physical, pushing them off pucks, getting sticks in the lanes. It's something that can just grind down the Bears, and you can have all the talent in the world. If you can't outgrind the other team, it doesn't matter.
California is the team to win the faceoff. One can clear it once again all the way to Fazio. Fazio, the big 6'4" guy, has to get back on sides now, and that leads to a possession not in Cal's favor at that point. Chauncey slows the puck down, trying to clear it up back to the Trojans at center ice. Stolen away. Cal can't go in just yet for the offsides. Referee's hand was up. USC pushes back in almost immediately, looking for his man. Artunian look on the hat trick walk. Tried to get a tip in front of the net, but slow down almost immediately. Aiden Como. 17 minutes, 28 seconds left in this third period. Tied hockey game between the 4 and the 1 seed.
I love that shot from Luke Wong, number 27 for the Trojans. Brought it in on the far side, ripped that wrist shot on net. He's on the hat trick watch, as is Arturian, so both those guys, I mean, your stick is hot,
yeah.
So shoot or shoot.
No doubt about it. If that puck would have gone in, someone would have had some hats on the ice right there. Looking to regroup is going to be Chris Sipe. He's had one of the best sticks so far in this playoffs. He's had a great performance in both games versus WSU and now California. Bringing it all the way around town. Trojans looking to clear at center ice. California finally putting some pressure on. Might have a 2-on-1 right here. Here come the Trojans. No offside's going to be called. Looking to get a shot on Como. And he saves that one. Easy save, but a lot was happening, so we had to lock in.
That was definitely an interesting call. I mean, Gahash brought it on. He got a little lazy. Looked like he might have just kind of lost his handle of it a little bit. His body crossed over the blue line possibly before the puck did. They don't call it. The Lions judge had to jump up into the Cal bench basically to get out of the way of the play. But still, Gahash making things happen, giving some scoring opportunities for the Trojans. He has a goal tonight, and I wouldn't be surprised maybe he also gets on the hat trick watch.
Brody Ort doing a little spin cycle moment, gets a quick wrist shot onto Como, but he's able to steer it away with his right shoulder. California finally able to get a regroup, looking to push it up to his man, number 16, John Burbank. Can't get it onto Burbank's stick, though. Burbank still at him. Passes back to his defenseman now, number 51, Montanio. And it's cleared into the zone. It's going to be an icing call, heading all the way down, back on the Bears' side. 16 minutes, 35 seconds left in this third period. Shots on goal is 26 for California and 35 for USC. Man, they're putting the work on Como right now.
I think that icing right there just shows you that the Bears, are a little lazy. We saw that with the first 2 penalties that they took at the outset of the first period, where they were getting a little bit lazy, getting caught, kind of trying to not get punched in the mouth by the Trojans. That icing is a little bit lazy as well. And when you get lazy, you lose hockey games. So if you're the Cal Berkeley Bears, again, you need to grind right now.
Trojans win the faceoff. It would have been a top of left banger right there, but it saved away. Good save right there by Como. Something we are seeing is another icing. Is that
Yes, it is. Yes, it is icing.
It's going to be icing, but something we're starting to see more is the referees. I know you probably have to lock in maybe the paychecks a little bit higher in these playoff games.
Yes.
They're starting to throw guys out of the circle. We've seen that quite a bit in just this game alone, but the whole entire playoffs.
Yeah, you definitely got to just get the players to understand that you have control of the game, and sometimes kicking them out of the face-off circle does the trick. Sometimes it maybe doesn't, but if you can keep your authority, maintain it in this game, then you can avoid things getting out of control.
Number 27, Luke Wong, tried to get a pass through, but California's just not going to let that slide. Bringing up his number 16, Burbank. Burbank gets it stolen away from him. Trojans bringing it back down the other way now. Gosh, bringing it all by himself. He's now going to look for a man. Sends it out to center ice, and it's cleared away as Gosh got slammed. Trojans going to have to regroup. Chris Sipe grabs that rebound, and Trojans and the Bears are able to make some saves, or some subs. My apologies. Chris Sipe now gets it stolen from him, going against 3 Golden Bears. He gets it stolen away, trying to clear it. It's just the Bears, and they're going to have to regroup. Once again, a lot of turnovers so far happening early on in this third period. Here comes California, has a 3-on-2 break, looking for a man. Here at center ice, rips it. Doesn't even hit the net. A little bit of a weak shot right there. Chauncey doesn't sweat it too much. California's got to regroup, sends it back in. Good send in by Jason Lee. 15 minutes and 25 seconds left in this third period. USC scored within the first minute of the third to tie this game up. Trojans bring it in once again. Might have Gavin Simon behind him. Doesn't get it to him, though. California gets an easy steal, looking to regroup. Now it's going to be number 5. Looking to clear it back in. Liam Kerrigan sends it around the boards. Gavin Simon's able to get the rebound. Sends it back out to the point for the Trojans defenseman. Rips it. Tips off a defenseman of the Golden Bears. Cleared back in. Looking to clear it, and it is finally cleared down. But it's going to be number 12, Gold Kocharek, who's able to stick it down. Cal is able to get some subs. The whole 5 guys come on. 14 minutes, 45 seconds left in this third period. Still 5-5. Some of the better players out for the Trojans right now. Number 20, Coleman. Pesky brings it in. Pesky still battling. Has Gavin Simon behind him. Pesky looking for his man Simon. No, shoved down. A couple guys hit the floor right there, and the hand is up for the offside, so Cal's able to get an easy possession. Again, 14 minutes, 20 seconds left in this third period. We're starting to see not a lot of mistakes being made, or they're not pushing anymore, Smith. Do you think that's because they're scared of making a mistake?
Well, absolutely. I mean, the Cal Berkeley Bears have gotten in penalty trouble all game, and you cannot afford to take a penalty, not when the margin for error is as little as it is in playoffs and in a tie game in the semifinals. You just cannot afford to let this game slip away from you.
Tyson Storr finds a man on the right wing, a shot on a Chauncey. A big rebound right there, but an easy save for him. It's a 2v2 in the back where the Trojans end up winning, and they're looking to clear it away. Once again, it's going to trickle all the way down. Is icing going to be the call? Yes. So we're headed down to Trojan end with 13 minutes, 48 seconds left in this third period. 5-5 hockey game.
You're kind of starting to see Cal Berkeley maybe grind a little bit more than they have earlier in this period or earlier in this game as well. This is, again, we mentioned it before, but like these two teams, this is the battle of you can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't put in the work, it doesn't mean a thing. And right now, the Cal Berkeley Bears are realizing that. They're about halfway through this second period, 13 minutes, 48 seconds left. You've got to put in the work right now.
Well, the faceoff was won, and it cleared out to number 25, Roy Shebakalu, who has a couple goals here tonight. His shot immediately gets saved by Chauncey, and we have to regroup. A little deja vu, right back at it, and the referee stops the game. And
yeah, a bit of a false start there off the draw. We've seen that a couple times tonight as well. Again, with them kicking people out of the face-off circle, some false starts on the face-off, so things kind of a little bit confusing with the refs down there.
Yes, it is. They're doing all they can. Number 18 brings it up. Brian Chun looking to go maybe backhand. Tries to center it out in front. Hits the skate of a Bear. A stick has been lost. Number 16 on the push for is John Burbank of California. Burbank on the forecheck right now. On a Trojans hip like a pistol. Good job right there by number 13, Russell Taranto. As he gets hit, lays a different line out as the referee has to separate them, but keeps the gameplay going. We like to see that. A puck is cleared away once again. 13 minutes left in this third period. We're starting to see a couple more hits. Some animosity is building right now. California looking to bring it all the way, going around town, trying to wrap it. Looks for a guy, shoots high and wide right. Number 4, Jason Lee is able to get the rebound. Finds his man, number 9, Mizuno. Mizuno out in front now. Cleared away by 34 at that point. The puck has been won back by number 9, Mizuno. Mizuno looks for a man at the point. Makes a guy miss. Is number 4, Jason Lee. Keeping it in the zone as a substitute. Number 81, Patrick Liu. Trying to center it once again, and the Trojans finally get a stop. They're trying to push it almost immediately. Bringing up number 8, Artunian. He gets a shot right into the chest of Como, and he wants to keep playing as he doesn't stop this game. Clock is still ticking. 12 minutes and 30 seconds left here. We're seeing some fast-paced hockey being played right now. Smith, do you think the Trojans are setting back a little bit, or do you think California's starting to push a little bit more?
I think it's a combination of both. I think the Cal Berkeley Bears are trying to get themselves back into this game. The USC Trojans might be running out of gas. They've been grinding all game, but you can only grind for so long before you run out of gas in the tank, and here's an opportunity.
Here comes the Trojans, about 4-on-3. Looks to rip it, shoots it, sent right back towards them. Good save by Como right there. Fazio sends it up to his man, number 18, Tyson Storr, and he just kind of saucers it down into the zone. Less than 12 minutes here in this third period. The Trojans have almost 40 shots with 39 as of right now, 1 away. California, 3-man forecheck right now, which could come bite them in the butt, or it could become a situation where they get a good steal. Bringing up the Trojans, number 18, makes a guy miss, trying to center it to his man, number 8, Artunian. Nothing can be found though. Number 95, Goalie. He's gonna send it all the way down. It should be on net. No, just a little to the right. So, but icing's called off. 11 minutes left here in the third period. We're starting to see less shots and more passing and better defense. Smith, who do you think is gonna break the ice?
Well, if I'm looking at it right now, I think it might be the Cal Berkeley Bears. When you saw there in that forecheck and on that defensive stop they had of that opportunity for the Trojans, the Cal Berkeley Bears are starting to get a little less lazy and starting to do a really good job of just tangling up sticks, tangling up players, getting in front of them, taking away lanes, something that the Trojans have been doing to the Bears all day, and here's an opportunity right now.
3-on-2 break for the Bears, pushing it all by themselves, and a bad miscommunication pass leads to 16, John Burbank just not receiving it correctly, which could have been a golden opportunity for the Golden Bears, leads to USC bringing it down the other way. Brian Chun gets it stolen away from him as he was going 1-on-4. Cleared all the way down to the Trojans. 10 minutes and 30 seconds left in this third period. Despite the score being 5-5, it has been a goalie game where both goalies are showing up for their teams. Just amazing goals between both of them though. California's able to get steal in Trojan zone, trying to center it. Gavin Simon's able to get a steal. It might be 1-on-1. Gavin Simon looking for his man, makes a guy miss. Now behind the net of Como, out in front, hits a skate, and nothing comes of that play. Still a good stick by Gavin Simon to get that play started. Regina gets it stolen. No, he does not. Keeps on a stick. Mizuno sends it out in front. Shot, and they score! A defenseman of the Trojans slides into Heath Chauncey, and he's out of position into empty net goal for the Golden Bears.
I told you, Connor, it was gonna be the Golden Bears who were gonna break the ice, and they do it right there, and they get it onto the stick of Mark Reyna, the junior out of Prague, the Czech Republic, his 16th goal of the year. And like you said, defenseman Jason Lee comes through, clips Chansey. There's no replay in the ACHA, no replay in the Pac-8. Again, all night it has been people tiptoeing the line between what is goaltender interference and what is a clean goal, and they do it again, and it is now 6-5 Bears, and that could potentially be the dagger for the Trojans unless they can get something going.
We're officially at the halfway mark of the third period. 9 minutes and 54 seconds exactly. Cal jumps back in front 6-5, and Heath Chauncey was very upset. Slammed his stick after that goal. Trojans shoot it high and wide right. Como doesn't even have to react to that shot. California back in front after a pretty easy goal, probably the easiest they'll have all playoffs. Looking to bring it back in. USC's got to start pushing again. Good save right there by Jason Lee, getting on the ground in the situation like that. Cal's able to get a good steal behind the net of Como. We might have a break. Here comes California once again, number 18, Tyson Storr. Back passes it and stolen almost immediately. Looked like he was playing for the Trojans right there. It was just not a good pass. Fazio sends it in. Keith Chauncey goes behind his own net to find his guy, Chris Sipe. Sipe trying to saucer all the way down. Almost a good pass. Almost gets to the left wingman of the Trojans. Now at center ice. Makes a guy miss. Good moves right there by number 27, Luke Wong, who has a bunch of goals this season. 8 minutes and 50 seconds left in this third period. California, not even less than a minute ago, got the go-ahead goal, and they're looking to keep it. Bringing it up once again, drop pass, sends it up in front, shoots. Chauncey's able to get down in butterfly mode immediately and save that one. Trojans once again trying to regroup and get that goal to tie the game up. Sends it all the way down. Good sticks right there by both teams. It's going to be number 8, Artunian, who's got 2 goals in this game, to try and find a Trojan. Battle on the boards, 2v2, shoving and pushing. Artunian comes out with it, wrist shot! And they blow the play dead before he even got to Kerma.
Yeah, it was Kerrigan and O'Dowd who were kind of tangled up there on the near side. Looks like Kerrigan might be heading to the box, as will O'Dowd. So we're going to have some 4-on-4 hockey, a very different brand of the game. There's more open ice. And this is going to kind of reveal something about this game. Who is going to come out on top on 4-on-4 hockey? They're even strength, but it's just, again, a different brand of the game, and some teams are better at 4-on-4 than others. The Cal Berkeley Bears have a 6-5 lead with about 8 minutes left in the third period. It's in the Cal zone, and I wouldn't be surprised if maybe USC does better with open ice. I'll be interested to see if maybe they kind of grind and get a goal here to tie it up. And knowing this game has been a bit of a tennis match, that would not shock me.
No doubt about it. Well, we have 4-on-4 hockey. Face-off, near face-off circle was won by California. And Smith, I got to ask you, California is known for being fast and super skillful. Do you think more ice helps them out?
It could potentially, but I mean, we'll have to see in the next 2 minutes.
Here, bringing it in, sends it around town behind that of Chauncey, but California is going to try and regroup, sending out to his man number 88, Sean Domlin. Trying to get the pass, receives, no, still battling. Trojans come out with it. 30 seconds officially gone on the 4-on-4. 7 minutes and 50 seconds left in this third period. California up 6-5. Bringing it in is the Trojans. Number 22, Brady Ort, has to regroup, sends it to his man 13, Russell Tarrant. Tarrant gets it sticked away. Good stick work by number 23 right there, Lucas Fung. Not a lot happening so far, even though there's a lot more ice. USC trying to push it into the zone, stolen away by California at center ice once again. Pushing up is Fazio, and he retreats back almost immediately. Smart gameplay by California, and they don't need that push to get another goal. Bringing it in now, just skating all by himself. Chibekalo sends it out in front. Heath Chauncey has to slide pretty fast to get stick down immediately. A minute has gone. Not a lot of action so far in the 4-on-4. Sends it all to his man, 13, Russell Tarrant. Tarrant, quick shot. High and wide right. Another slap shot from the point. Easy save from Moreno. Bringing it in is California, looking for his man. He's going to get it all the way to him and just looking to clear it back into the zone behind the net of Chauncey. Rattles against the boards. Almost an unlucky bounce right there, Smith. 30 seconds left in this 4v4. Not a lot happening. A little surprise.
Yeah, and that weird bounce off the stanchion there. You see that a lot in the Pac-8 and the ACHA. You'll play in some pretty weird rinks with some pretty iffy ice and facilities at times. This is one of the better rinks, but you see that a lot in this league.
Trojans trying to get puck possession in the Bears zone. Back and forth. Finally gets it to his man. 24 at the point. No, he does not. Number 9, Owen Phillips. Got a good opportunity and shot right there, but saw it really well was Incoma. California, again, not pushing, not as aggressive as they want to be. They're just making subs, keeping the energy high. Forecheck still is there. 6 minutes left in this third period, 6-5 hockey game. Cal got the lead and started dropping their gas pedal off on the offensive end, not working as hard on that kind of side. USC, though, not going to go down without a fight, obviously. 6-5. 95, Ensign Goebel is the man to try and push it up. Almost a high stick, not called right there. Able to get a steal is Chris Sipe. Sipe tries to find his man, and it's cleared away. All the way down to number 9, Mizuno. Mizuno gets it stolen away from him right there. California still battling. It's cleared away. It's going to clear back into the zone. Trojans taking the ability, slowly but steady, bringing the zone. They're going to call offsides. No, that was a little bit of a questionable call. Might have a break. No, doesn't get up. Trojans were making a sub anyways. Owen Phillips tries to get a stick on it. Trojans caught a little off off-centered right there, so it's almost a break for California. Keeping it in the zone is Fazio. Big hit right there, does a cool spin move. Fazio rips it on net. Good save by Chauncey, back in front, shoots. What a save by Chauncey! Oh my goodness, Chauncey goes on all fours and makes a great save. Incredible.
It looks like he might have lost a part of his equipment. There's a piece, I believe, from either his mask that he lost. And here we go, right
Out
here.
in front, Fazio shoots. Saved again by Chauncey. Trojans stay alive. Play is not called yet. There is an equipment by Chauncey on the ice.
Oh my goodness, that was just the series of events that just happened was absolutely insane. Chauncey makes back-to-back phenomenal saves. A piece of his equipment falls off. He had to eject it in the middle of that play. That's like the goalie equivalent of getting punched in the mouth and then spitting blood and getting right back into the fight. He just loses a piece of his equipment, gets back in, makes another save. Looks like he's throwing some things out with his helmet and his blocker and his glove as well. But I'm interested where they put the face-off here. Still, Cal Berkeley leading 6-5, and now there's going to be a penalty for the Cal Berkeley Bears and a power play for the Trojans. It's number 93. It's Colton Fazio. He's going to take a seat in the sin bin.
Wow.
And that is just brutal for the Cal Berkeley Bears. This could be the moment that the Trojans were looking for.
Well, Chauncey keeps them in this game, and it leads to a power play for them to potentially tie this. The first goal of this game was a power play goal by the Trojans, and they need another one in the most important game of their season. Behind the net, kind of in Gretzky's office, the Trojans sends out all the way to the point of Chris Sipe. Sipe sends it back to Owen Phillips. No, Artunian, my apologies. Chris Sipe sends it down low, looks to center it. Once again, that's how they scored that first goal, but the California Golden Bears shut it down almost immediately. 30 seconds have passed. Chris Sipe now sends it to center ice, pushing it in. Trojans trying to get set up, sends it behind the net. Number 28 is going to be the man, Luke Wong, and it's sent back away. Chris Sipe just going to get a stick on it. 4 minutes left in this hockey game. California up 6-5, a minute 10 left in the power play. Sends all the way to Chris Sipe, does a pirouette, makes a guy miss, keeps in the zone. USC is officially set up now. This is where they thrive when they're passing back and forth. Behind the net now, it's to 16. Rutsick, right back down. Rutsick now trying to go behind the net of Como. Rutsick looking for his guy. Sends it all the way down, looking for a wrist shot as the Trojans out in front. Good save by Como. Had them thinking and reacting.
What a shot from Gahash. That was smart. He gets the puck. He had a shooting lane. And maybe you could have made the extra pass, but either way, it would have been a good opportunity, a good chance for Gahash. Looks like the USC Trojans are going to call a timeout here. They got less than a minute left in that Colton Fazio power play. 3 minutes, 33 seconds left in the third period. Lots of threes on the board. And let me tell you, this is a grade A opportunity for the Trojans to capitalize, to get on the board, to get the equalizer. Like I said, it's been a tennis match, a ping pong match, just back and forth and back and forth. So for the Trojans, you got to keep that up right here. You go down by a goal after that tally from number 14, Mark Reyna for the Cal Berkeley Bears. You're up a man, you're in their zone. You got to smother the Bears, push it past Como. And again, it's been a lot of goaltender interference-esque goals. So I think you got to keep doing that. Push towards the net, try and collide with Como, and just try and stuff something past him.
Well, USC needs a goal. Doesn't have to happen on the power play, but this is the most help you're probably going to get being up a man. 3 minutes and 33 seconds left. We'll be back with you guys after this timeout break. On the near face-off circle, the Trojans up a man. 47 seconds left on the power play, 3 minutes and 30 seconds left on this game. Chris Sipe at the point, sends it down low to center ice. Just has to regroup. Chris Sipe now back at the blue line. Couldn't get a good enough pass to his man, 27, Luke Wong. Wong sends it down to Gosh. Gosh sends it around the boards behind the net of Momo. With a one-timer, hits a defenseman of the Golden Bears. Out in front once again, and it's able to clear down. Is it a high stick? Yes, it's going to be a high stick, so waiting for Cal to touch it. They have to just touch it so the seconds don't start ticking. Smart play by the Golden Bears right there by not touching, just letting the clock tick. 3 minutes left in this third period, 16 seconds left in the power play. Both teams had to regroup. It was a smart play. Honestly, I would have done the high stick too.
I was about to say, yeah, you can't blame them for just trying to bat that puck down. You cannot afford to have to skate back down ice. And actually, it's smart when you think about it because then you save your legs.
Yes.
You don't have to skate all the way back down ice to get that puck. Instead, you just have a neutral zone face-off. I mean, you're not in the Cal Berkeley zone anymore, but it definitely saves your legs and keeps you fresh for this next offensive opportunity.
Well, number 8, Artunian, sends it around the boards. Jason Lee has it, looking to get one more clear to potentially kill the power play. Artunian can't get enough on it, and they're going to have to regroup. The power play is going to be over. Chris Sipe makes a couple guys miss, gets it to his man now. Luke Wong. Wong trying to bring it in. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. There was going to be an empty net, but there's a call. I believe it's on Cal, too.
That is just back-breaking. Patrick Liu, the man from China, the senior who has a goal in this game, he'll head to the penalty box, and that hands a man advantage to the Trojans for the next 2 minutes. There's 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third period, and now you got for the next 2 minutes, you got a man advantage. You're going to have a face-off in the Cal Berkeley zone. You just had a power play, and now you're going to have another one. The Trojans, if you can't capitalize here, the game might be over. So you need to cash in right here, tie it up, and potentially send it to the fourth period.
Well, this is some exciting hockey unfolding right now. USC down a goal, less than 3 minutes. The 4 seed versus the 1 seed. They are up a man and on the power play. Had some good opportunities. The last one about 12 seconds ago. We maybe had 5-on-5 hockey for 8 seconds. The man is going to be Luke Wong. Luke Wong wins it for them. At the point is Chris Sipe. Chris Sipe looking for a man. Sends it down front. Almost a big tipper. Como able to settle down and is cleared away.
That's brutal for the USC Trojans. A good shot on goal, and then it's swept aside by the Cal Berkeley Bears. That's a good start to the penalty kill right now, and they're going to try and just edge out the USC Trojans here in the semifinal bout.
Bringing it in is number 8, Artunian. It's cleared back. No, they're going to keep it on sides. Was very close. California gets it back, though. 1:30, and it's in Cal's possession. Tries to center it. Cal still battling, and they're on now in the forecheck. USC's got to find a way to get set up back in the Bears zone. Bringing it all by himself is Gosh. Gosh looking to go right towards the net. Gosh rips it. Saved by Como. Good save right there. Good shot by Gosh at that point, too. California might have a 2v2 right now. Looking to make a guy miss is number 9, Mizuna. Cal wants a call. There's not going to be any call. The referees don't call it. It's still 5-on-4, a minute left for the Trojans. 3-on-2 maybe potentially coming. Rutsick behind the net. Como, Rutsick bringing it around town. Rutsick looking for a man. Now at the point. Puck is swung all the way to Chris Sipe now at the blue line. Right back to Artunian. He saucers it. Almost a pass that was a little scary to Rutsick. Rutsick has to battle. Sent all the way back to Artunian. Chris Sipe looks to rip it all by himself. We have a Trojan. Looks to rip it, shoots. Tries to get 5-full, and nothing is found. It's a pushing and shoving for the net. Como with a great save, drops almost immediately.
Connor, I am a healthy 19-year-old, and right now my blood pressure is rising. This is what you dream of, a 6-5 hockey game. The power play's got 30 seconds left on it in the Cal Berkeley zone. Luke Wong tried to go 5-hole on Como, which he's been beat like that before early on in the period. So trying to go back to the same recipe as Luke Wong's going to head to the penalty box, as will a Cal Berkeley Bear. So the penalty will stay for the USC Trojans, but you just lost one of your main goal scorers, Luke Wong, to the penalty box. So the USC Trojans are in an interesting spot right now. But oh my goodness, Connor, it has been a long time since we've had a game quite like this one.
No doubt about it. And with 1:16 left in this third period, 36 seconds left on the power play, as soon as this faceoff is won, the Trojans obviously want to win it. Heath Chauncey's going to go into the bench, and it should be 6-on-4 for about 30 seconds. Again, that all happens if the Trojans win the faceoff.
And they've been winning faceoffs all night, too, so I don't think that would necessarily be too much of a problem for them. And yeah, it's going to be 5-on-4, like you mentioned, so they have a good opportunity right here. I'd like to remind our listeners, if you want to catch the rest of this game and the next game as well, please subscribe to the channel KGR Cougar College Radio for all the playoff games.
Artunian looks to get a shot on net, finds it all the way to Chris Sipe. Sipe looks to bring it in. Chris Sipe tries to snipe in front of the net. There's a whole bunch of stuff happening. Couldn't see, but Como sees it, settles the puck down. It's 6-on-4.
Yeah, I was about to say Heath Chansey left the crease immediately off the draw. Like you said, they won the face-off as they were supposed to. Chansey just books it to the bench, and then they had an opportunity just kind of hacking at it out in front. The Trojans looking really strong right now.
Trojans win the face-off once again. Owen Phillips all the way to his man, out in front, trying to get a one-timer. Doesn't see the puck. Looking to clear it out in front. Might have a thing because Chris Slye makes a move. It's going to be tripping. There's no goal, though. No goal. Back in front. Once again, Trojans keep it. 40 seconds left. Trojans trying to find a man out in front. Keeping pucks position. Artunian, no, Owen Phillips rips one. And gloved down by the man, Como.
That is just brutal. No arm will raise on that very obvious tripping call on Chris Slye. He's pleading his case to the official here at the logo, the Eastern Washington logo. They're hearing none of it. And oh my goodness, the USC Trojans might have just been robbed of another power play to be up another man. So this is just devastating for the boys in the cream and red jerseys.
Should have been a 6-on-3. There's 2 seconds left in the power play. It's going to be 6-on-5. It's clear away from the blue line. Chris Slye has to regroup. 35 seconds left. No goalie in net for the Trojans. Down a man. 30 seconds. Bringing it in is the man, 16, Rudzik. Rudzik sends it down. The boys to push. There's a whole bunch of penalties. Refs aren't calling anything right now. And there's going to be icing with 23 seconds exactly on the clock. Again, no call.
I mean, I would love to stay unbiased in this, but oh my goodness, what are the refs seeing on the ice? I mean, I know that the Cal Berkeley Bears are the #1 seed, and people expect them to go to the championship rounds, but at the moment, the USC Trojans are just not getting bailed out when they're supposed to be getting bailed out with these penalties. They're getting penalized, but the refs just seem like they're kind of wanting Cal to advance to the championship round.
2 missed calls. Rips one on net, saved by Como. Behind the net now. 18 seconds left. Trojans looking to battle. Sends it out in front. A bouncing puck. Owen Phillips looking to keep it in. No, good job by Chris Slye. Slye looks to rip it all the way to Owen Phillips at the point. Rips it on net. Shoots. Glove down by Cal. And that should be it. It's 3, 2, 1. And Cal is moving on to the championship.
The thrill of victory, the agony of defeat, it's on display right now at the Eastern Washington Rec Center ice rink. You can see the USC Trojans deflated, heads hung. Their season ends in tragedy, 6-5. They had so many opportunities there in the waning stages to possibly get the equalizer. And then you look to the right and you got the Cal Berkeley Bears, who are just absolutely enamored with the fact that they are heading to the championship bout for the 2nd straight year. They barely edge out the USC Trojans. And let me tell you, Connor, you have to give your flowers to the USC Trojans. They put on a fight and a half against the juggernaut that was the Cal Berkeley Bears. They fought to the bitter end. Penalties, empty net, 6-on-4, 5-on-4. This was just a testament to the heart that those Trojans have down on the ice. But the Cal Berkeley Bears prove why they went 17-9 overall in the year and 13-1 in conference. They find ways to win hockey games, and they are playing for their first chance at Pac-8 glory in over 20 years.
Well, like you said, give the flowers to USC. It has been an utter dominant run by California right now, but USC came and performed. They were winning at some points of this game, but I am truly shocked. There is a situation we don't want to blame on the refs, but there was missed calls. There should have been a 6-on-3, and that could have helped USC out a ton. But at the end of the day, I do think the better team won. The #1 seed Cal is going to be moving on.
Absolutely, and yes, we can blame some of that stuff on the refs of not calling some penalties towards the very end, though. But at the end of the day, the USC Trojans really don't have anyone to blame but themselves. They outshot the Cal Berkeley Bears 18-5 in the 3rd period, and they still just couldn't quite get past them. The USC Trojans had a chance to get back to the playoffs, possibly had a chance to play for their first championship since 2010, but now the Cal Berkeley Bears are going to have an opportunity to possibly play for their first championship since 2004. They had a chance last season against the University of Washington Huskies. They're going to have another chance this year as well, depending on who comes out on top in the next matchup, which will be broadcasted on KUGR Cougar College Radio. Again, if you like what you're seeing, please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers. If you can help with that, that would be phenomenal. Subscribe and turn on notifications to catch all those playoff games. But like you said, Connor, the better team won at the end of the day. The number 1 seed prevailed over the number 4 seed. That's something we saw in the quarterfinal rounds. There were no upsets in the quarterfinal matchups. All of the higher seeds won their games. And I'm be interested to see if the same thing holds true for that UW and Western game. UW is the number 2 seed, and Western is the number 3 seed. So if the song remains the same, it should be a repeat of last year, UW versus Cal. But we have to see what happens in that next game. Which of the two kind of juggernaut offenses comes out on top? Is it the UW Huskies, or is it the Andrew Fan-led Vikings?
Well, what has been a super exciting game finds California squeaking a win out to move on to the championship, second championship in 2 years, winning 6-5. A super exciting game. And like Smith brought up, if you guys like what you're seeing, we do have an exciting one, the 3 versus 2 matchup of UW versus Western Washington. Please make sure to subscribe and let us hit our goal. I'm Connor Simmons, joining the booth with Smith Slye. What an exciting game. Stay tuned. We have another one exciting in store. We'll see you guys next time on KUGR Hockey.